Okay, let's get this show on the road. Okay, hello everyone. Um, Here you've got another San Diego Surfers stream. Um, the commentary will be done by Albert Liu, who is a So as usual, you'll have Albert Liu, and this week you also get me, Josh O'Shea, and today we're commentating the game between the San Diego Surfers and the Rio Grande Valley Ospreys, I believe.
Yeah, they have a really stacked team, actually. Their team averaged like 24-67. They have 3 GMs and an FM, so I think it's going to be a really close game.
Yeah. Well, I've helped them do some preparation. Some of the players do some prep, and I think I'm like really happy with our team's strength. So yeah, I think this is going to be a really great match.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll go ahead and follow everybody. Okay. Okay. So we should be on and about.
So the game starts at 6 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
so
the first round is going to be first round's not going to be it's going to be like the most unfair round because 1 plays 4 and 2 plays 3, 3 plays 2, 4 plays 1. So we're going to see the most amount of disparity in this round, and that should lead to really interesting games in case we see some kind of an upset. So first round's always the most fun round. Oftentimes it'll decide the match. The first couple of rounds, just to see, just because the players are of really unequal strength. But there are some players who have really strong, who are really good at this playing mode, if they might not be that good at classical, and they should shine in this kind of a format. And it's always really fun watching the first couple of rounds.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think we have a lot of like technical players in our team with Keaton, Michael, and Craig, and so I'd really like to see how this goes. Right. So game 1 should start in about a little over 30 seconds. Anything you'd like to say before the match?
So I think person we should watch out for is Keaton because he's our manager, and this will be his first. Pro Chess League match, and he's a really strong player, really strong blitz player. I played him in a rated tournament before. It did not go very well for me. And I think that he's just going to be kind of a dark knight for our team, and we really want to see how he does this week because it's going to be a really good determiner of how this match goes.
Did you mean dark horse? But yeah, I agree. This is his debut, and I know from talking to him how excited he was for this. So, yeah. All right, so it looks like game 1 has started. Do you have things set up, or?
I'm gonna set them up soon, but they don't all start at the same time for some weird reason. So it's gonna take a little bit of
okay. To. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're all up. Okay. All right. So once you have the display up, I'll start talking, I guess.
All right. So we have some pretty not so interesting games because Dre played his classical Slav, and Michael Brown. It's like a closed structure. Botvinnik, I believe.
That is interesting, though.
Yeah.
I've seen the system with H5, I think. Mm-hmm. And I think it's pretty decent for black. It's interesting to see such ambition from the usually pretty quiet Michael. So, yeah.
I mean, I think Michael's out for blood this week just because last week he didn't have the greatest week. He went 3 out of 8 in the Pro Chess League Super Saturday. So I think he really wants to prove himself this round, and he's just going to go all out and just try to win as many games as possible.
Well, let's hope it works out for him.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about Craig's game? Because I know you play this for
I do
possibly
not
both
play
sides.
this.
Don't you play this for black?
I play this with white.
Huh? Isn't this the con?
No, this is Taimana. Con is with a6 instead of knight c6 on move 4.
I see.
Yeah,
So-
so the system, h6 is a very interesting move from Stukopin. I know Stukopin, he really believes in himself, so he plays pretty confidently in general, and so I guess h6 must be his new innovation.
What do you mean he believes in himself? What does that mean?
Well, he's just a very confident player.
Yeah. No.
So I know that one of White's big ideas is to play bishop g5, take on f6, and queen h6. So so h6 I guess stops that.
In Dreyev's game, it's kind of interesting because this kind of a structure happens a lot when you trade queens on b3, and it usually benefits the side of the doubled pawns because they can go like c5, b5, b4, and get like a lot of pressure on the queen side.
Yeah.
But Dreyev's going for tactics here because he thinks he can just pick up the b3 pawn on the fly because Yannick may have wasted a couple moves with knight h4 and f3 instead of like trying to consolidate a queenside majority. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm actually not too sure how he can defend the pawn, and he decides to sack it. So
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Not entirely sure what his plan is.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's like a couple things you can do. Because the bishop on b3 is like really misplaced oftentimes. So you can do something like c5 and move your rook to c1, try to keep it out, or you can try to kick it with a knight with something. I'm not entirely sure, but looks like the system out of the opening was like really greedy out of Yannick, so Joe's just punishing him, and Yannick is not entirely sure what to do.
Yeah, I think well, in order to justify bishop c2, Dre probably has to take on b3 here.
Yeah.
But I don't think that is too bad. It'll just be a double-edged game.
But I think Dreyev understands that you don't really have to take b3 right now, he was thinking because you don't have to take b3 right away because
Yeah,
there's
because
no distinct threat. Yeah.
Well, here maybe you can consider something like h6, the idea bishop c2, h7.
I think the problem with that he's thinking about is with bishop c2 is that these kinds of positions are oftentimes a tempo game because white wants to get in b4, b5 as fast as possible. And then the way black stops this is by going knight d7, a6, rook c8. So there's no more pin on the a file. So I think Dre wants to try to get that done at the same time as moving his bishop back to c2. So. Yeah.
All right. Well, this looks like it's to start up. Okay. So looking at some other games, I don't think we really talked about Keaton's game yet. So from what I understand, a lot of this is probably opening theory. I'm not a big Grunfeld expert myself, but I know that Keaton was. It was suggested to Keaton by someone that he should play kingside fianchetto, such as Grunfeld, and because it'd be good against Kabuzian style, and I think he has a pretty decent position. So yeah.
Yeah. So the plan is always to like, because like black has some weaknesses like mainly on b7, and white has some space in the center. So I mean, white will usually try to attack on b7, but the bishop on e4 is honestly just like a massive pain, and white will probably look to trade it off somehow, and then start attacking on the queen side, and that usually that will lead to an advantage for white if he's able to trade off the bishops.
Yeah.
Ooh, what do you think about Craig's trading in the young game?
I know that Craig is he tends to be a pretty big fan of these endgames in the Taman. They're often quite good. This case is a little bit interesting because white has played a3 and b4, but that might actually even turn out to help him in his controlling the dark squares with something like after queen takes and knight takes, maybe like knight a4 and knight b6 or something. I think it looks pretty pleasant for white.
It's like a lot of control over the dark squares because like
I think one of the big themes of the Sicilian is to never treat the dark square bishops. So good on Craig for achieving that.
Yeah. So in Keaton's game, the problem is that he really wants to go bishop c4, but he can't because the knight's hanging. Or not really hanging, but if he takes, it's a magic
Well,
position.
yeah, it was, I think it'd be very comfortable for black in your take. So knight
Yeah.
d2. I assume that's to prepare bishop c4.
Probably bishop f3 as well. It's also a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just trade off the
what
bishop,
do you do?
put the rook on b1, start pressuring some pawns, and that's see how it goes.
Yep.
Well, Michael's starting to play really aggressively. Like there's no chance to castle on the king side anymore, which is pretty unusual. And he could look to win the bishop pair pretty soon, and he's also directly attacking the d4 pawn right now. So
Yeah, it's definitely. Well, what should white do here? I think white may have to try something like queen c2 already, because the knight there is just so annoying.
So yeah, just the object is to kick the knight because bishop takes e4 just makes the f2 pawn right here really weak, and so it's really just not an option. That should be legitimately considered, and it also makes the h3 pawn really weak. And white's eventual plan is to like move his queen out, castle on the queen side, and just do something about the center.
Yeah, so I think that white probably has to do something about the knight, like maybe play queen c2 as mentioned before, or move one of the knights to c3 to get rid of that because it's such a powerful piece in white's camp.
Mm-hmm. And in Keaton's game, black's main idea is to go e5. That's what he wants to do and break the center chain so he can activate his bishop. In this case, for some reason, he doesn't think he can. I think that, or it looks like he's trying to activate his bishop a different way through f8, which is also possible. I don't think it's as good personally. And I think if white moves something like bishop f3, he would probably have an advantage, just because of the way the pawn structure is. So I'm not entirely sure about e6.
Well, I'm not entirely sure he could have played e5.
I just think the goal should be to play e5 rather than just at the very least giving an extra tempo by playing e6.
Yeah, I agree with you completely, but I just wasn't sure if he could do it because there might be some concrete problems on the d file.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, maybe not right away, but.
Yeah. Well, I think he's doing very well here. So.
Yeah. The only problem for Keaton right now is that he's 4 minutes down on the clock, and as of right now, the moves he's had to play are honestly not very difficult, and this could possibly be a sign of nerves because this is his debut, and that could be a problem for this match because he's got to play a little bit faster.
Yeah. I think right now he probably has to play queen a4 because otherwise I think knight b4 could become very unpleasant for white.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But after queen a4, I'm not too sure what black is supposed to be doing. So, so after knight b4, what do you think he intends to do?
Yeah, knight b4 looks like a problem.
I think he might be trying for knight e4.
Knight e4?
Yeah, after knight b4.
Yeah, that looks pretty good actually.
Yeah.
Because there's also another idea that he can trade off because the bishop's overloaded. The bishop on f8's overloaded because it has to defend b4 as well. So he's always gonna have the idea of after knight e4 queen takes b4.
Yeah. Well, I guess he has to do it now.
Yeah. So because knight e4 gives the threat of knight f6, and it also allows for an outpost on knight at c5, both of which are squares controlled by the black bishop. And the black bishop's already defending the knight, so there could be a few problems right there.
So he's gone and thrown it in. And I guess we'll see what happens. All right. So back to Dreyev's game. I think Dreyev has probably done a pretty good job of solidifying his extra pawn.
Yeah, Dreyev's just outplaying him, honestly.
Yeah, I completely agree. To be honest, I'm not really sure what compensation white has for his missing pawn at this point.
I got no idea what white's doing. Looks like he's trying to go to b4, but honestly, black just plays c5, and that's just completely irrelevant.
I mean, the c5 is fine. Something bishop c4, rook c8. I don't think black really has any bad moves here.
Yeah. Like honestly, black could be the one with compensation here, even though he's up a pawn, because
Yeah.
after like yeah knight d7, rook b8, or rook c8, if he gets c5 in, he can get his bishop on f6, so to attack the weak pawn on b2. He can also get his rook on b8 to attack the weak pawn on b2, and it looks like black is better, and he's up a pawn. So
To be honest, if you gave white an extra pawn on c3, I think I still prefer black.
yeah, definitely.
Okay. So Craig and Stu Copeman have reached the end game we were talking a little bit about.
Yeah.
I think I think Craig definitely has an advantage in this end game because of his well advanced queenside majority and the better bit minor pieces, basically.
Yeah, Josh, do you think Craig should play c5?
Um. hmm. Well, the problem with c5 is I think he might be able to try something like bishop c6 and knight bishop d5.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he has any reason to do it right away. So if I was white here, I'd probably just play something like bishop d3 because this is definitely one of the situations where waiting would be good for you. So yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's controlling the c5 square for now. And
Yeah.
if bishop c6, then he has like knight a5 kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Knight c5 is usually not a good idea because b6 kind of just kicks it. And it looks like he can just like develop his bishop to e2, maybe like double on the d file as well. And any attempts of like b3 or b6 could be answered by either a rook d6 or a c5. And if he plays b6 stopping c5, the a6 pawn is going to be weak. And it's just a super easy target in the endgame.
Yeah, I think for now, Black probably just has to castle, put his rook on d8, and hope for the best. I definitely like White's position here.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about what's happened in Gein's game so far?
Well, I don't think that Keaton should play a3 because I think that there might be some trouble with the a3 pawn, though. Actually, maybe because he doesn't win b7 back too.
Yeah,
But I mean, at the very least, White can play bishop b1, and I don't think that should be bad for him at all.
yeah, I think bishop b1 looks good because White's pretty much just gonna have control over the c file because he has his queen's defending c1. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Wait.
We
So
just missed that move. That just wins the pawn, doesn't it?
well, after rook c1.
Knight d3.
Wait, no. Rook c1 is impossible, so it has to be queen c1. So
Oh no, rook c1. You can play rook c1 because knight d3, queen c2.
that is true. Okay, so that does appear to work.
Yeah, so this looks like a free pawn for Keaton, honestly.
I'm rather hesitant to use the phrase free pawn. So can you make moves on the board for the people to see? Or
Yeah, so I can't make moves, but I can like kind of arrows and stuff. So basically,
okay.
we're looking at trade,
So
and then
rook
just rook
c1,
takes.
rook c1.
Yeah.
Knight takes a2.
Oh, no, knight takes a2, rook a1, you lose a piece, right?
And I think queen b4 saves the piece.
Rook takes a2.
Queen e1 made.
Ooh. Oh, queen takes a2, and then queen takes a7.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So White does win at least a pawn from that sequence.
Mm-hmm. And
So
if knight
after
d3 right here, then White has queen c2, and then he can take back. And if he takes the queen, then he takes back the rook, and everything's guarded. So.
Yeah, very convenient placement of the g3 bishop.
Yeah.
To stop rook b8. So I guess the nerves we were talking about seem not to be present anymore.
Or maybe they're not present in his like play, but they could be present in his clock because he has the lowest time out of everyone playing. So.
Yeah, that is true, and we all know how big part time plays in this format.
Yeah, time is so important.
Okay, so I don't think we've talked about Michael's game in a while. To be honest, I'm not really sure what's going on. I think this sequence that White is playing is working out pretty well for him. So then,
I have no idea what's going on.
yeah.
There's some interesting ideas of kind of just ignoring the d5 pawn and just going something like e4 to open up the long diagonal. But the problem with that is always that the knight gets squares with f4 and d4.
Something I would really want to play with Black is e4, d takes e6, knight e5, but then I believe that knight f4 covers everything pretty conveniently.
Yeah.
Um, so
So you might have to play like e4 knight e7
yeah, but
to
then
defend
I
against
think
the
black's
white.
probably a pawn down and for not
Yeah.
very much either.
Hmm.
I think black maybe probably has to play try e4 and knight e5 because if he lets white take on either c6 or e6, the weakness of his light squares is really going to show over time.
Yeah, because right now, once the pawn is gone, white's idea is to go knight c3, knight d5, knight
Yeah.
c3, or knight c3, and knight d5. And then, so basically, what black wants to do is that he wants to go e4. What e4 does is it blocks the white bishop, and it also opens up the black bishop. But e4 gives the concession that the knight can go to f4 or d4, both of which are really strong spots. Um, so there's always going to be a trade-off. So he decides to go bishop d7, which is a perfectly fine move because he can still defend d5 with the pawn.
So how does he defend? Oh wow, very clever. Rook h6 to protect d6. Huh. So
I'm just yeah.
so I guess black's plan probably still entails some sort of rook b8 and e4.
Yeah.
I guess he might have to sell the pawn of his king in the near future.
Yeah, I think you can just start consolidating with moves like bishop f6, king e7, and then like, or not bishop, just king e7 first, then bishop. Wait, actually, king e7 first doesn't work.
Bishop c6.
Yeah.
No, but I think maybe just like rook b8, king f8. This should be good enough for now.
Or also bishop h8 and then king e7. It's also possible.
You really want to play king e7, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so here, where do you think black should go to, well, protect the bishop?
King f8 probably.
Yeah, I'd agree with king f8. I'm not too sure about bishop f3 for white because white does get, because black is probably going to play e4 next,
Yeah,
unless white play e4 himself, which
Yeah, it's
is
the tempo.
possible.
And then yeah, ooh.
So his idea is f4, bishop g4, and the trade of light square bishops is greatly in white's favor.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm not totally sure how safe black's king would be if he
What about
took on
wait, Josh? What about just rook f6 right now? Rook f6 looks really strong.
Really? Queen g5? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Huh. That is interesting. I still think that looks really scary with like maybe ideas of a rook g7 at some point. But I don't see anything concretely wrong with it. So
Yeah, because like if you can get the queen off this long diagonal, then or not the longest diagonal, but this long diagonal, then the queen is pretty much out of play and can't really participate in the attack against the king. And
Yeah.
also, there's a lot of pawns hanging with like if he takes on e4, then h3 is hanging and f2 is hanging. So rook f6 just looks like a pretty strong counter. F4 is just like the safe move. I don't know how good it is.
I think what he was scared of was probably rook f6, rook g7, king g7, queen g5, rook g6, queen e7 check. That looks very dangerous for black.
Yeah, and then takes f5 following.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think white's probably better there. So
Yeah, it's
yeah.
definitely possible.
So after f4, bishop g4, well, black probably doesn't really want to take. Maybe something like rook
Bishop,
b8.
or even like bishop e8. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Yeah, I
that
wasn't too
bishop
sure
gonna
about
do?
this because I'm not entirely sure if our bishop on e8 is better than the white bishop one that's going to be coming to f5. But yeah, I don't know. For the time being, at least white's knight is slightly misplaced as well. So that's another thing Mike was going for him.
Yeah. I think the bishop on e8 is like almost definitely better than bishop on f5, just because bishop f5 has nowhere to go,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't really do that much. And bishop has a lot of options. It can go to h5, and like just knowing with the pin, it can go to g6 attack e4, and you can go to f7 attack c4. There's not a lot of good ways to defend c4. So
Yeah, and I think maybe in the near future, Michael can try something like rook b8 into a5 and maybe get his own attacking ideas in as well.
yeah.
All right, so I think Drev is probably pretty close to winning here.
Driv.
Yeah.
Yeah, with an extra pawn.
I think that's probably the least of White's worries. After something like e4, he has to give up the c4 square for the black knight.
That's true. Yeah, e4 knight c4 looks really strong. Also,
Yeah.
b4 is b4 is really questionable integrity right now, and the bishop can swing to b5 pretty soon, and
Yeah.
yeah, the light squares are just gonna get really awful.
Okay.
Also, you can play like e5, something like e5, f5, and then if white pushes up, then you can play d4, and that's just probably game just lights.
Yeah, it's very easy play for black.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Keaton's game again. So, in this case, black somehow managed to avoid losing the pawn. With queen takes a2.
He's given up so much for it, honestly, though, because bishop c6
Yeah.
is coming. Bishop c6.
Yeah, I think black's position is really unpleasant. Maybe after bishop a5, he had to try something like rook d6.
I think he's
maybe
in
that's possible.
pretty significant time trouble, though. So 3 minutes.
That
left.
is true. But he has a great position though with
Bishop
two
swinging to
bishops.
c5 soon.
Yeah, the bishop will be very strong on c5 to hit a7.
Yeah, but bishop c5, he always has ideas of like maybe even like rook c8 just to
I believe rook c8 would have lost to bishop d7.
bishop d7. I think you're right. Yeah.
So that's why he's going for tricks such as h4. Well, to be honest, I don't really see what this does after take a7, rook a7, knight f5. There's just king f2 to protect everything, right? So
Yeah. I mean, actually, king f2 e5 maybe. E5 g4 then, actually.
or d5. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this isn't as bad for black as I first thought.
Yeah, white's got a lot of
H4 is
pieces.
definitely a very interesting idea, and Keaton, I think, really needs to speed it up.
Yeah, you can't spend a minute a turn when you only have 3 minutes on the clock.
Yeah. Well, okay, I think e4 is a pretty reasonable move. He just wants to get the knight out of f5 so he can protect g3 with king g2 or king f2.
How would you evaluate Craig's game right now?
Oh, Craig's game. I think it should be a draw, but suddenly I think black is black's doing pretty well all of a sudden. I don't know if he missed bishop takes f3 or no, he definitely saw bishop takes f3. Interesting. Yeah, I strongly disagree with his decision there to let black make all those trades because I think the white knight was really strong. The white minor pieces were very strong compared to their black counterparts. And to be honest, I'm not really sure if white's better anymore. Though rook hd1 with ideas of rook d7 could be kind of annoying. Oh, b6. So I think his idea is probably to just play like rook c7. And I think he should he should at least draw with the strong c7 pawn.
Yeah, rook c7 looks like a pretty quick draw. Because you're going to
Yeah.
trade one of the kingside pawns for the c7 pawn, and then the play is just going to be all that. So. Which is like really great for our team because this is our 4th board playing our 1st board. We're just talking about this just because we thought Craig had a much better position out of the opening. So we're just like taking everything just, face value, not necessarily like concerning ourselves about the ratings. Even though this will be a really good result for our team.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Craig's definitely I've played Koken, and I think he's pretty strong. So, yeah, I'd say that Craig's probably the underdog here. So, him getting a draw is a very good result.
Yeah, Keaton's playing with fire right now. Rook and knight is a really strong combination, almost always. Makes a lot of mating nets pretty consistently, and after move maybe like e5 or something, a lot of stuff can be opened up, and the bishop can attack g3 like pretty much directly. So I'm a little bit worried about Keaton's position right now.
Oh, bishop takes a7 is a nice touch. So
He's probably just gonna move his bishop somewhere. Bishop c7.
yes, but I think he should play. No, bishop d6 doesn't work because of bishop b5.
No, I was saying bishop c7.
Probably still bishop b5. To be honest, idea is rook c6 somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I don't know.
A lot of tactics. Looks like white should come out on top because black really just only has 3 pieces. So
Keaton has so much time there.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he's probably just gonna move his bishop somewhere.
Bishop d6 doesn't work because of bishop b5.
No, I was saying bishop c7. Can't have 48 seconds in this kind of position. It's
Yeah,
irresponsible.
he has to start playing a lot faster. But I've played a lot of blitz with this guy, and I know that he can definitely be fast when he wants to. So
Yeah, it kind of looks like
yeah,
Craig kind of just took a draw.
yeah. This should be a draw, pretty simple draw now. With
Yeah, if he takes on F3, this is just drawn. Just
yeah,
no reason to play.
because if Black protects F5, then he will not be able to capture on C7. So yeah, there's that. I think Gray is probably just winning. I think Michael's consolidated, and well,
Oh, bishop
basically
b2, knight takes
consolidated.
c4. That could be a problem.
Hmm?
Knight takes c4 could be a problem here. Actually, if knight takes c4, king takes, I think he's not doing too poorly. Does he want more?
Oh, knight takes e4, bishop d4.
Oh,
Oh,
my.
wow.
Well,
Amazing.
Keaton just swindled him.
Oh, wow.
That is
wow,
a nice.
wow.
That's a nice. That's a really good shot for our team.
Time is the one
That's
who picks it
actually,
up
yeah.
at the end.
You can't. That's always gonna be one of the traps with playing against an opponent with really low time like Keaton, 20 seconds. You're always like encouraged to move faster, even though you have a ton of time on your clock, and you're never really gonna be worried about flagging. So he just moved faster and dropped a rook, which honestly, happens every once in a while.
Yeah, and very unfortunate for Gabuzian, but very fortunate for us. And I think Keaton's low time should not be an obstacle in winning this game.
Yeah, he's getting a queen. But...
So yeah, very very nicely done by our manager, capitalizing on the mistakes of his opponent. And so that is our first win. Wow, really great job, Keaton, for taking down the much higher rated Havanas Gabuzian.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Scorpion's trying to cheese Craig now. I don't see too much.
Yeah, but Craig will draw it like 100 times out of 100, I think.
Yeah. It is really hard to even press in a position like this.
I guess Black can play like King F6. Oh, King D6 works too. And play King E5. I assume is the idea.
Hmm. Yeah, what happens after King E5?
Huh. Well, I guess Craig probably has to play Rook C3, and I guess he's hoping that he can run his king to B6 in time to sacrifice his rook for the F pawn at the end.
He definitely can.
Yeah, that definitely should work.
Yeah, it's
and
like
if he, yeah, and that should be a draw, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm not entirely sure if Craig saw that idea because there's no reason why he would play Rook E3 and Rook F3 just to waste the tempo if he saw the idea. So it's possible he didn't, which is problematic.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he probably should have just played Rook C3 right away then.
That's. Okay.
Oh well, this is a draw.
Okay.
I think take and King C3 should work. So
Takes King C3.
wait,
You have the extra.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
yeah, that should work because Black can't let go of the B4 square.
Yeah. I mean,
Though,
staying in a wrecking game is just like an easier draw, but
yeah, I agree. No need to calculate with such little time.
there's no reason to like risk anything like that.
Uh-huh. Okay, so
So look at
back
Michael
to
Brown's
Michael.
game. Michael Brown looks like White's consolidated and he's trying to attack D6, but attacking D6 is never going to work in a million years because he has a dark squared bishop. You don't.
Well, he has just played Queen B4, which hangs the A7 pawn actually. So
Yeah, and losing the A7 pawn is actually kind of dangerous because.
well, I think
Same
more
thing,
than the A7 pawn, it's more about the skewer and the bishops on the 7th rank.
Yeah, and you can just sit his knight on. He can just sit his queen on C7, and there's not that much.
That is true.
So,
I guess Michael must have missed it with only 20 seconds on his clock. It's hard to blame him.
This is really hard. Really hard
Yeah,
to
I think he might have to play something like D5 here just to. Okay, never mind.
Okay, you can't play D5 with 20 seconds on the clock. You have to play something nice.
Yeah, you're right.
Like Rook A8. Yeah, he's gonna drop
but
C6 as well.
D7, right?
Oh, what the heck? Huh? Yeah, that just dropped bishop D7. Honestly. Ooh.
Wow.
And then Rook
I
B8.
cannot tell you if this actually works, but I don't think it should after King D1.
Yeah, there's no way it should. There's just no reason.
Excuse me.
Rook A3 is also a possibility.
Wait, oh yeah, if he played Rook A3, what could White have done?
But this shouldn't work.
Well, he'll still have to play Rook A3. There's no other choice.
Yeah.
and rook c2
Rook's,
is probably coming next.
and then you could try to cheese him one last time with like.
Rook b1.
Yeah, rook takes c3. Rook c2. Does rook take c3 work? I have no idea.
Rook c3, rook b2, king e1, and rook b1 should net a draw. So there's that.
Yeah, that's true.
So here, okay, so rook takes a2, very nice choice to preserve some pieces.
Okay, if
Actually,
queens and
I'm not
rooks are off
sure.
the board, is that a draw?
If queens are off the board, well, I think it's definitely harder if the queens are on the board. Harder for white to win if the queens are on the board, I think, just because.
Yeah, I'm
black
just saying that
stay.
because Michael only has 8 seconds on the clock, and simplification is always better if you have this kind of time pressure.
Yeah, I agree. Well, he's trying really. He seems to be trying really hard to avoid it. I'm not sure if I totally agree with that. So rook c3 here is probably forced.
Oh, wait, what? Why didn't he just take on c6?
Yeah, I think Carlos Hevia is playing way too fast for his own good. But this should definitely be winning for white on a technical note.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just because the light squares are so horrendously weak. And I guess that should answer your question of is this winning and white trades the queens. Even with a pawn on c6, it was just so hard to defend that Michael might have had to play c5 at some point, which would result in the same case.
If the rook's not on the
And
board,
that's
it looks very drawn. Or actually, no, it doesn't look very drawn. The bit.
No,
pawn had to be
it
on
definitely
C6.
doesn't. But,
Yeah. The pawn, if the pawn is on c6, he can play d5. It's maybe not that bad, but rook d8.
Maybe. I still think that c6 is too weak for black to seriously have any chance of drawing, though.
Yeah, maybe.
So he's just passing the path of time. And I think he just made it after rook d8, king h7, bishop f5. But Carlos
just run the
Hevia
king
seems to
down.
not be going for it.
Yeah. Just run the king to d5.
Yeah, and I think rook d8 just wins, right? Yeah, that's probably game. Yeah, damn. So really unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, Andrea's game
yeah.
is just totally over. Why is it?
Well, yeah, that's nice. Okay, so Craig drew. Yeah. And
So we missed most of that end of Drave's game, so we're just gonna look it over real quick because we thought it was winning for a long period of time, and apparently it wasn't. Or I mean, it possibly would, but it took a lot longer than we expected.
So which position are you on?
So right now, I am on the last position that we saw, which is like pretty much right here, or like right here, where.
I actually can't see your screen.
Huh? Well, I'm on Drave's game, move 17 after knight a2.
Move 17. Okay,
Yeah.
so knight a2, c5, c5, bishop c5, knight c1.
I
So
think
bishop
maybe-
a4 is interesting instead of bishop c4. I guess it's just trying to keep pieces on the board.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, and e5 is strong. And to be honest, I'm not really sure White really had any chance in this game. Dre really put him away.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if White ever had any chances. Check. That's hanging. Yeah, this is a.
Yeah,
This is some weird stuff, actually.
very strong play from Drev, I think.
Yeah, it looks like he's playing well.
Yeah. And maintaining a pretty comfortable time situation that whole time. This is very nice. The match score is, I think, 2.5, 1.5, right?
Yeah, the match score right now is 2.5, 1.5. Overall.
Okay. Yeah, I'll switch my account back to the stream account actually. So
Alright.
yeah.
So, yeah. So we had a really great start, mostly due to Keaton's swing victory. I mean, then again, our board 2 lost to their board 3, and their board 2 lost to our board 3. So back and forth, I guess. But the reason why I point out this game is because this kind of stuff happens all the time in Pro Chess League. You're gonna blunder every once in a while, and that was just one case of an extremely harsh blunder that just ended the game immediately.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I understand is oftentimes going to be just really frustrating, but there's not that much you can. I mean, there's a lot you can do about it. He had 6 minutes. You really shouldn't blunder a rook if you have 6 minutes on the clock left. So
Yeah,
I think
it's just playing too fast and
Yeah.
it's time trouble.
Yeah, I think in his case, he definitely should have slowed down, and that's gonna happen a lot. Even in classical games, when someone's really low in time, the other person just tends to speed up, and that just doesn't work out for them. There's no
Yeah.
reason to.
Yeah, I think well, definitely a great start. I mean, 2.5, 1.5 against a team this strong is definitely pretty good. Coming right out of the gate, and yeah, I think well, obviously it's too early to tell. We'll have to see what happens a bit later.
Yeah, I think it's a great start to the match because we don't always do well in the first match. We always like come back and get stronger and stronger. Mostly because we have a lot of debut players such as Keaton Kira who need to adjust to the format. So I think we're gonna expect better results in the next few rounds, and it shouldn't be that close of a match. It's just gonna be perfectly
Yeah.
honest. So right now I think it's a good time. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Herges Capital, and they're just like pretty much an investing firm, and they're really good at cost and tax efficient investment. So I'm gonna post their link on the webpage in case you ever want to check them out. Excellent organization. Really like their manager, and they support us, which is always going to be an excellent endeavor. So we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I think the rest of this match, I think it's going to swing in our favor.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
I want to see, like, because you see in a couple of our games, such as most importantly Dreev's game or Michael Brown's game, he kind of just like not very used to time control because his position was perfectly fine for pretty much the entire game until he started blundering. He started blundering pawns because like really, it's just a closed position. You just try to outplay the other person. I don't think either side is like necessarily like too much better. But the problem is, if you're in this kind of a closed position in 5-2, you need to be fast. You need to like make all your moves, find your plan like pretty quickly, and Michael Brown wasn't able to. And he just moves slower than Carlos Hevia, and you just can't do that. You can't because you're gonna give yourself 20 seconds for like a still relatively complicated position, and you're gonna make mistakes like Queen B4, which drops the A7 pawn, and then you're gonna make this kind of crazy sacrifice on C4, and also miss a lot of the important parts where possibly if you played Rook A3 right here, it might have been perfectly fine because it freezes the king, it freezes the rook.
What white can do to protect the knight.
Yeah, it really freezes everything, and then he just slides in with Rook B, slides in with Rook B1 and threatens Rook takes C3, Queen B1 mate, and all of White's pieces are frozen. His queen's kind of stuck, his rooks are kind of stuck, his bishop's totally useless. So yeah, you're gonna miss this kind of stuff. You give yourself only 10 seconds on the clock in this kind of a tactics-filled, like crazy position. So.
Well, as you and I both know, Michael is one of the great Blitz players. So I think as he starts to adjust later on, I think we'll be seeing a lot better results.
That's possible.
Yeah. So the next game should be starting up in about 20 seconds. So yeah, I guess we'll have to take a look at that. All right.
Honestly, even now, if Black plays something like here and there, I don't know. I don't know what else to do. Huh?
Do you mind turning on like screen share or something?
That kind of like screws up my computer kind of bad. So.
Oh, okay. Because the only place I can see your arrows is on Twitch actually, but there's a bit of a delay, as you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was talking about Sid. He mentioned an idea of Queen F1, Queen C1, but I personally don't see any concrete threat for White, and I think this idea might work out pretty well.
Yeah, I think just there's a big problem with White just not being able to do anything because the bishop on G4 is just so smoothly there. Okay, and we're on. So all right, so the game's started. All right, so. Which one do you want to talk about first? Well, I guess this is mostly just opening stuff right now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna just give me a second to organize real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, Andrei Stakopian. What do you know about this opening? Because I personally know nothing because I don't play this.
I do know about this opening, but h4 is an extremely unique touch. I've never seen that ever happen before. So, so it looks like Keaton's gonna let him push. Okay, so if I was black here, I'd almost certainly play h5
H4.
just to get that stuff out of the way before anything else.
H5 makes sense.
Yeah. Though it's a bit odd that.
I mean, actually, no. H5, just knight takes H5, and D4 is weak. I think that's why you just get an extra. Keaton realizes he has an extra move, and then he could very likely just play H5 right here. So. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying black should play h5. Right?
Yeah, no, I'm saying like he didn't have to because if white played h5 in the position before, then knight takes h5 and d4 is kind of loose, and c3 is also kind of loose. So
I meant like knight takes c6 and then h5, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, well anyway, bishop e3. Yeah, I think h5 definitely looks good for black.
Yeah, I like h5 as well. Cause
yeah, just like I think it's definitely just like an improved Yugoslav. Wow.
Okay, this is playing with fire. Interesting.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where, like, even if it works, which it probably for black, then I still wouldn't mind it because it doesn't seem that.
Okay, so my internet's not perfect often.
Bishop takes d4. And so I guess his idea is, yeah. To be honest, I really have no idea why h5. Well, anyway, there are other games.
Yeah, so one of the problems with living in an area where there's not too many internet service providers is that they're all garbage. So oftentimes my internet's not going to be great, which is unfortunate. But
yeah, you're cutting out a little bit even now.
Yeah, you just don't have too many like great internet service providers to choose from. You know, you wish Google Fiber was in your area. All you get is AT&T Spectrum. Not too many good options, and they're just not very reliable, unfortunately.
So, Siddharth Banik is saying he is playing the line properly, but he has to have prepped this beforehand, meaning that Sid Banik actually has looked at this before, which is very, very odd, but all right, Sid, if you say so.
So apparently this is prep, which is very, very like dangerous prep. I don't know, like Keaton has used a minute already. Maybe he's just remembering the line, but this just looks like incredibly dangerous. He's just completely ignoring the fact that the pawn's pushing on the side. But if Keaton has this prep, then he's just perfectly fine because a lot of Sicilian lines, memorized 30 minutes are good.
Yeah. So I just kind of want to ask Sid, is there anything wrong with black playing h5 instead of going into this mess? All right. So anyway, talking about some other games, Craig is a very interesting position. He's went for a kind of similar strategy to Keaton against Gabuzian with the sort of hyper modern touch, and I think he definitely
is a very concrete move.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that I actually like his position a lot right now.
Yeah, f6 is actually kind of a nice touch.
Yeah. Well, I know Craig has pretty decent like prep against in just about everything, as you know as well as I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't see.
I mean, the question is just like, can white hold on to e6? If he can, then that's just honestly just a thorn in the side of black's position. But it's not necessarily true. He's gonna try to get in something like maybe c4 d5, which could get contested. But if you can get in c4 d5, that doesn't look great. But if black plays d5, he can never really play f5 because that leaves e5 super weak, which is also a problem.
Well, an idea I was just thinking about for black was that knight d5 and after bishop moves to play c6 and knight c7 just to try and collect the e6 pawn. Yeah, and I think he's actually going for it.
Does that work concretely?
Well, the problem is that if you left the knight on b6, then you always have to struggle after c4 because your knight is stuck. And knight on c7 is definitely way better than on b6. At the very least, even if it doesn't work concretely, I still think it's an improvement.
It also looks like it works concretely.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. So I think Craig saw his forehand. Alanis might just be dropping a pawn, and that'd be really
So,
great because if Craig just takes it, goes e5, the position's amazing. I have nothing to say.
yeah, yeah. So, what do you think about what's going on in Dreyev's game?
Just IQP. Looks pretty standard.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
because Black gets to trade on d3, right? So I'm not sure if this is the best version.
well, I think at times it's not. It's really not a big deal if Black trades in
Mhm.
d3, and I'm not even sure if he wants to sometimes, because bishop on d3 kind of gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah, that is true.
And the
Probably
bishop's usually
prefer
better
to
placed
go
on e2 in these kinds of
e2.
situations.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just in general, you want to trade off minor pieces, and this is like one step towards trading off a lot of minor pieces. And if he trades on d3, then White also has control over e4, which is the biggest square in ITP positions because Black always plays for the e4 square and the c file to try to get a lot of activity in exchange for the long-term positional weakness on d5. So
Yeah, I think my concern was that if Black took on c3, we might have our own weakness on c3, but that's
Yeah.
probably not that big of a deal,
Yeah.
because it's hard for Black to move the queen thanks to that pin.
So he might take on c3, right? No, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, because he can't really get out. Like, he could give like serious positional concessions with like g5 and stuff, but that's never really gonna work out because
Well, look at what Stu Kopin's done.
king f1.
It's ridiculous. No one plays chess like this.
He wants to go g3, king g2, probably. That's where his king wants to be.
Well, yeah, but is that really that amazing of a asset to have?
No, it's positionally very questionable.
Yeah, to be perfectly honest, I think some common ideas for Black here include stuff like Bishop c4, and I think that looks very reasonable right now.
That makes sense. I really get that.
Um,
And like oftentimes the attack on the h file is not very potent because bishop on g7 stops the h8 square. Like for example, if after bishop c4 and trades and stuff, he took on f6, took on g6, and queen h6, it's not very
there's no
strong
threat.
because he can't go to h8. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
another thing I think Keaton's probably like very excited to do but can't make work for now is a rook takes c3, but unfortunately Bishop takes the tempo on the queen.
Yeah.
Something else you can consider is like rook b8 and b5 to try and play b4 to kick the knight off the e4. So actually, maybe he could even do it right now, just b5.
Yeah. Okay, b5. I don't like
Because
b5.
bishop b5 loses to rook c3.
But the rook's pinned. You can just move the rook. Can you? Actually, no, you can't.
When knight takes e4 would be a problem for white.
Yeah. That's true. I'm just always worried about because the king side is definitely still a threat. So
Yeah. Well,
there's a lot of potential problems. Because like knight d5, no, knight d5 makes no sense. Actually,
knight d5, queen 2 I think works for black.
yeah.
Yeah, and as usual in this kind of structure, with white having pushed the h pawn, this pawn structure is usually good for black at the end game if he
Yeah.
avoids getting mated.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of white forces so many weaknesses. Oh, he actually did play b5.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, so that's interesting. That's a good idea.
All right, don't think we've talked about Michael's game yet.
Yeah. Weird line, probably an M zone.
Really. So I guess Michael's idea is to play d takes e4, knight g5, and just win the pawn.
Yeah.
And to be perfectly honest, I'm not really sure what's wrong with that.
Yeah, it just wins the pawn. I don't see what Yannick was intending on doing here.
All right. Well,
I'm okay with
Michael's.
that. Yeah, that looks great. Looks like Michael's has a really strong position because he also has like a massive space advantage, and a4 bishop a3 also takes a lot of squares away from possible black ventures. So yeah.
Yeah, and looks like Michael's really picked up the pace since his last game with the clock situation. So I think we're doing very well on this board.
Yeah, so Carlos decided to make a weakness on c3 by taking, but I think he's starting to realize that I don't know what his plan is because he wants to move his knight to e4, which he can't because queen's hanging.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I totally understand where he's coming from, though, just because, well, I mean, when I initially looked at the position, as you all know, I definitely greatly overestimated Black's position with the pawn on c3 so weak. But the pin is very annoying, and I think Idre plays something like maybe even like Queen D4. He's
Yeah, I
probably
like Queen
better
D4.
here.
I'm just looking like Queen D4, G5 positions right now.
G5. Oh, okay, then Bishop
Yeah, I
G2.
still think that the pawn structure is really not a big deal if he takes on f3 and retakes on f3, just because if he takes the pawn on f3, knight has no squares, can't go to e4, which is what he really like dreams of doing, and he can't go to g4 either to attack the king. And if he goes on h5, then bishop e5 kind of just like shuts it down. And also, if he takes the bishop back, then it's just not even a bad thing for white, because it moves his pawn structure closer together. And d5 is still super weak. He's still in a pin. It's like taking on f3 is really not a threat for black right now. Like, sure, he can do it, screw up the pawn structure, but it's like not, does not have like serious effects on its position.
So, Sid said awesome Keaton in the chat, so looks like we gotta take a look at that now. Queen G5 is a very common theme, actually. Just basically it stops B5, it stops in B4 thanks to the pin, and it also contributes to the kingside attack. But in this case, honestly, I'm not really sure how much it matters, because having the queen on the H file doesn't help as much when the rooks are cut off like this.
You could also be trying for just queen takes B5, so I think maybe A6.
Yeah, A6 is definitely playable. Also Rook B8.
Rook B8 is also good. Yeah.
Rook A8 might be my choice actually.
Yeah.
Because my idea is E5, D5, Bishop E5, B4, and I use this trick against him.
Yeah. White could also be trying for like F4, F5 kind of stuff. I don't know. It's just like a really messy position. A lot of ideas for both sides.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a lot of fun in that game. And Keaton's pretty much even on time, so yeah. So in Craig's game, Hovannes gave up his D pawn in exchange for keeping his E pawn. But honestly, his knight sucks right now. He has no great squares after because he can't just take back on D4, and he just has no real way of getting the pawn back. And I don't think like the deficit in position of his bishop is too big of a deal.
To be honest, the pawn's very easy to blunder back with some, because white's actually has a big threat here: Bishop A5, Queen C6, Knight C7, Rook B8, Rook C4, and black would have to play Queen E4 and give his pawn back.
So what did you say? Queen A, Bishop A5, Queen C. Okay, whatever.
Oh wow, and I think he actually dropped it.
What is it? Bishop A5, Queen C6, then what?
Knight C7, Rook B8, Rook C4. And to be honest, I actually think that he might have...
Wait, then Queen E4, right? So we're looking at Bishop A5 here, Knight C7, Rook B8, and then Rook C4. And I suggested Queen E4 just because like it's one of the legal squares for the queen. It's not in 3, and honestly, it doesn't look very bad because you can't double take because D5 forks both of the rooks.
Yeah. To be perfectly honest with you, my phone's like running out of battery, so I'm gonna have to plug it in real quick.
Alright, yeah, that's fine. So Yannick decided to wait. Why did Michael not just take the pawn? I don't know. But Michael like spent a move not taking the pawn. He went Rook E1 instead. Maybe some kind of consolidation. I'm not 100% sure. Queen E4.
Oh. So then why didn't he play King H8? What was the idea?
I don't know. Oh,
yeah,
he falls in the trap.
He definitely had to play something like A6 just to get the knight out of there and then do whatever you want from there.
Yeah, Greg's probably kicking himself because King H8, King H8 is something Hovannes wanted him to play. So.
Yeah, and suddenly I think Hovannes is doing fine compared to his earlier setbacks.
Yeah, prior to King H8. I mean, we're going to see tactics all the time. We're going to miss tactics. 15 minutes, 11 o'clock, that's not too much time. So, I mean, it's just like a setback. Craig's position isn't awful yet. It's still okay. And he has ideas of like trying to get his bishop out, moving his queen, playing b6 kind of stuff, and getting on the long diagonal, and maybe going on e4. After provoking f4 with bishop e5, e4 is looking really juicy. So, I mean, Craig's position isn't that bad. And he's still doing perfectly fine. Still some pretty good chances, yeah.
Yeah, but like compared to what it was before, like
Yeah,
White's gonna
before he
play
was like
bishop.
much better,
C3,
close
I
to
think.
winning. Now it's messy.
Yeah, I mean White's gonna play like bishop c3, and your bishop on b side kind of stuck. And
Yeah,
yeah, I like White a lot now.
yeah, I agree with you there.
Okay. So okay,
This
about
is,
other games.
huh?
Uh, okay, so
So in Andrea's game, I don't like what Carlos is doing, because oftentimes, when you go h6, g5, knight e4, you really don't want the bishop to get on this long diagonal because it's just so weak, and so you usually want to because oftentimes they're going to control the e5 square and then they're going to go like knight h5 or something, and you really want to trade off the bishop because bishop on e5 is just really really powerful, controls a lot of squares. Bishop d4 looks perfectly fine here, and
yeah, to be honest, I'm not really sure. Oh,
yeah, you're just
well,
calculating
that
whether or not
works.
that
I
wins
guess
a
we should do
pawn,
it.
I guess. Does it win a pawn? Trade everything, knight takes c3.
No, it shouldn't work because Black can take on f3 right here.
Yeah. Black can just take on f3, pawn takes, knight takes c3. I don't. Oh, maybe just rook d7.
Well, then I think Black gets to play rook a3, and I'm not sure that White's better
No,
there.
no, no. You don't take on c3. You just go rook d7 immediately.
And then rook takes e5.
Rook takes. What? Oh, rook takes e5.
Well, okay, so yeah,
I just dropped.
yeah,
the
your bishop
piece.
is taking, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what Dre's idea. Oh, really? So oh, I guess that happens to work.
Yeah, I don't like what Dre did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I very strongly disagree with it.
I think he gave away like a pretty decent middle game.
Though maybe after take he can play h4.
Still. He's probably fine, but I don't like the trade off here because I think he had a really strong middle game, and he could play to his really strong bishop on d4, but now it's kind of just like a messy endgame. Like h4 does look good. There's a lot of weaknesses on the king side that you can exploit, but it's a lot more drawish than it was in the middle game.
Mm-hmm. And keeping my phone plugged in is definitely not letting the camera angle really work. So
Yeah.
it's probably better if I just go off it. Yeah.
Craig dropped a piece, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, and chess.com also just happened to time me out for being idle. Kind of unfortunate that it does that, but
So he got his rook on c7. We're gonna have to look at that one later because a lot of bad things happened to Craig in a pretty short period of time. Rook on c7 is super powerful just because freezes both the rooks on f8 and e8 and takes a lot of squares away from the queen. And eventually there's just gonna be some kind of a trick because black has no space anymore.
I actually can't find Craig's game at the time being.
Craig's game, you can't find it because it's over.
Oh, really? Okay, that would explain why I can't find it.
Keaton seems to be going insane. D6 seems like a wrong move.
Yeah, so
This
I'm
fine.
not really sure what to make of this. D7, very interesting. Oh wow, does that really work? Okay, so it has to be queen takes d7. I don't think anything else really works out that well.
Yeah, I don't think anything else makes sense.
Well, okay, so after queen d7, well, to be honest, I'm not sure that that's so bad for black, actually.
Oh. Yeah, wait. Queen takes d7. What is the line?
Yeah, bishop f6 is necessary.
Yeah, and then
And,
what's white do?
Queen h6,
There's no
probably
bishop.
queen f5, and
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how black gets mated.
Yeah, that looks good for black, honestly.
Yeah, not really. Yeah, so I guess he just has to muster up the balls to play queen takes d7 because it does look very strange.
Or wait, actually, I think bishop f3 probably wins an exchange here.
After queen takes d7?
Yeah, queen takes d7, bishop f3 probably wins an exchange.
Uh-huh. Well, to be honest, is the exchange really that big of a deal in this position
think so.
with
I don't
white's
think
king
it's-
on f1 and
I
black
really don't
being
think it
on
matters.
pawn?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just something like rook d8, bishop e5, queen e6, or even just like queen e6 right away. And I'm not sure I dislike black's position.
Yeah, but I think I want the dark sword bishop for the rook though. So I think yeah.
Yeah, so then rook a b8, I
Yeah.
suppose.
I think
Well,
white's.
it's also kind of important to note that after queen takes d7, bishop takes f6, he must take with a bishop. Oh, wow.
Hmm? Oh, it looks like I idled, which is unfortunate. We're just
So I
gonna.
guess we
I'm just gonna reset.
we what?
I got
Oh,
idled.
you idled, yeah. Yeah, that's
Chess.com's for
really annoying
features.
feature of chess.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder what Keen's planning on bishop g4. Oh, actually, I'll give you a bit of time to set up. Just tell me when everything's set back up.
Yeah. Just pretty quick. Alright, I think we're good. So we only have 3 games left.
Okay. So yeah, so back to Keaton's game. Well, I think he's probably just doing pretty well if no tactical trick works out. So after bishop, Stukova should probably play bishop takes b5 here.
Yeah.
And if he does so, then I guess Keaton will probably play rook d8, and it's a very double-edged position, but I think just on principle, I'll have to go with black.
He could also play. Actually. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm not entirely sure what's happening. It's straight up insane.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, I think Keaton should probably do all right in this kind of position.
Yeah, equal time. We're just gonna see some kind of a slugfest, and it's gonna be really fun to watch.
Yep. Okay, so
Michael Brown's doing some weird stuff. He's up a pawn right now. I don't know how long it's gonna
well,
last.
he just wins with c6, doesn't he?
Yes, actually. What?
All right, so it looks like c6 picks up an exchange. What an odd series of moves.
I think straight up there was not that much that Yannick could have done about it, so that's probably why he
Yeah.
decided to,
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably
Wow,
missed
that is pretty amazing. Actually, he couldn't have done anything about that.
Yeah, because after take c5, there's literally nothing that you can do.
Yeah. Well, amazing tactics out of Michael. Dreyev should probably not do any better than a draw in this position.
Yeah, he's not gonna get very much out of it.
Though, Black's king side is kind of messed up, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, we've seen Dreyev pull off some crazy stuff, so.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can.
If there's one thing that man knows how to do, it's a technical chess.
Yeah,
So,
games. Some really strong blitz players are people that just get into the end game and just grind them out for, 10 minutes, but it's relative 6 hours.
So Stukova actually opted for bishop d3, and I cannot say I agree with that because the obstructing the d file eliminates all the bishop takes f6, d8 queen tricks that were so prominent early on. So
Yeah. I mean, bishop takes g6 and then bishop takes f6 is still an idea.
well, bishop takes f6. I think. Oh, you're right.
So I don't think he does that little. I think that could be very well be the threat right now. If he moves his rook back to like an unsavory square.
Unsavory. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, like let's say like rook c7, bishop takes g6. It looks kind of dangerous, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Because maybe he can just go rook takes d7, and I think it's probably fine actually.
Yeah, but that you got to admit that does look pretty grimy.
Actually, no. I think that like pretty much like that might distinctly. I don't know what's happening there. It's crazy.
I mean, Keaton just went deep for a little bit, and now he's quite low on time as well.
Yeah. Like 7. Oh, just
okay.
now bishop takes c5.
So
he likes to work on
now
c7
I think
and
Black should probably get the pawn back with queen b3.
Oh, queen b3.
Sorry, b5 is protected. Didn't even see that. Okay, never mind then. Okay, so Black should probably just play something like rook d8 and hold it tight.
Yeah, rook d8 looks fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's gone for. Yeah, he definitely should with that little time.
Even if he just takes on d7 with both rooks.
Yeah, I mean, because White's king is like so like idiotically placed. I'm not sure why Stukov didn't even went for the line.
It looks like he's trying to play rook e3, and he's starting to play more for.
Oh, I need to read the Twitch chat more because Sid's actually saying stuff.
Rook c4.
Okay, a6. Not totally sure why that move was played actually. Okay, Michael won. So great job to Michael. 100% deserved.
Dre's kind of just playing his own game. Maybe it's something he enjoys doing. I don't know 100%, but doesn't even look. It's starting to look like he's getting a little bit outplayed, honestly. So.
Wait, after rook c5, pawn c5, knight d3, how can he lose?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I really don't think he should lose this game, like, ever, so there's that.
I mean, you said that a lot, and things happen, so.
Well, okay, that's true. But he's not down time or anything, so I don't see a reason why he should lose.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably better phrasing is to not jinx anybody. So Keaton's just offered a queen trade. I'm very curious one at that. Oh wow, that's actually very nice. Queen d5.
Things seem to work out. What do you think about rook e5?
I think rook e5 loses on the spot to queen b3.
Yeah, you're right.
So I guess we can play rook d3, but okay, whoever wants to play rook d3.
Yeah. And rook
e5 is like weird though, because like if you see rook e5, queen d3, then you would never play it.
Yeah, it's just so awkward.
Your back rank is so like messed up.
Yeah, it blocks a lot of stuff, and it's just never really good idea.
Yeah, after queen a2, I think your bishop might be kind of close to trap, but I'm not totally sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh wow. Okay. So I guess he's daring Keaton to do it.
Rook e5, queen b3, rook d3.
Actually, I think queen a2 might have been even better. Might have been even better than queen b3. Actually.
Why not queen a2 now? What's the difference?
Yeah, I think he probably has to play queen a2 now.
Queen a2, rook takes e7. Wait, no, then just queen b1.
Rook e1 is the idea. No, but ab5 works out for play.
Yeah, queen e2 is probably a better move just because it keeps an eye on d3 after takes b5.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm not totally sure what Copeland can really do. I think he might have to play some move like rook e2 here.
Or even like, yeah, rook e2 or d2. He's gotta keep attacking the queen. They're both getting super low in time. It's just a crazy position, so that's kind of fun. Drev has a rook endgame, which is completely drawn, like uncoolly drawn. But
yeah, this is probably one of the more drawn positions I've ever seen. So yeah.
It is not very easy to screw this kind of position up. So, I mean, we'll see what Drave tries to do, because it looks like Drave has. If anybody has winning chances, it's Drave, just because his pawn structure is like significantly better, but it's not easy.
Yeah, I mean, he shouldn't really win this, but he is a strong grandmaster, so what do I know?
Yeah. And he could be trying to bait Carlos to move his rook off the 5th rank, because that makes things a lot easier for White.
Yeah, if he moves his rook off the 5th rank, I think then he might actually lose.
Yeah.
With rook a6 and g4, king h5, that kind of idea.
Or his losing chances could like skyrocket.
Yeah. So Stukopin actually ended up playing rook e2, and I think Keaton. Wait, doesn't Keaton win with queen c1?
Yes, it wins on the spot.
Oh my god. Okay.
2-0 Keaton. Amazing player, clearly, and he seems to be carrying our team right now. He's been for. I mean, it looks like he's gonna be the 2nd seed because he's just winning a piece on b5. Oh wait, bishop b6. Oh, no, that doesn't work.
Rook e7.
Yeah. Looks like he's winning a piece. This should be like very reasonable soon. He's up a piece and a pawn. So he's gotten 2 really nice tactics against 2 very strong players. So I really like the way that Keaton's been playing so far. And it looks like that his he has no nerves for being a debuting player. And Drev, come on, just draw sometime in the near future. Because
Beat him up, Drev.
Smash him, Drev.
That looks to be what he's trying to do, but
You got this, Drev.
You know how that kind of thing goes.
I don't know how Drev's gonna win in a million years, but you got this, Drev.
Well, I don't know. Like, if he plays G4, then there's no Philidor at least.
Oh. Yeah, I don't see it.
Oh, so he's trying to go around.
Oh my, what a guy.
That should never, ever, ever work. But yeah, who knows?
Yeah, what is he trying to do? He's trying to go F5, King F4, King G5. I guess that is an idea that exists.
So yeah, Keaton actually did end up winning a game. So
props to Keaton. Great play so far. Yeah, so he's going for F5, King F4, King G5.
Oh my God! Wait, I think he's actually gonna win. Like.
Yeah, he's got some chances.
Yo, what is this? Wait, wait, what?
Huh? He saw a plan Josh and I didn't see. And that.
Well, actually, Black can still play Rook B4 here, and that should hold it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
G5 with G4.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like still. Not very difficult.
Wow, that would be how crazy would that have been if that just won though? Wow.
Just probing him again. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks to be it.
Yeah. Probably
Man, that's so close though. Considering the circumstances, that's way too close for comfort.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, he got a draw, and it's really not a big deal.
All right, so I'm gonna post the score in the chat. So we got 2.5 from that round too, I think. So current score would be 5-3.
We're +2 right now, so we're doing really well.
Yep.
We just need to go at the very least -1, but I think our team is stronger, as I said before. We get stronger over time, so I think that we're gonna do well. Next couple of rounds,
we got the clutch factor.
Yeah. And we're gonna see, and so actually currently all of our players are playing really well because no one really has any poor results. Drev has 1.5 out of 2. Keaton's 2 out of 2. Michael Brown is 1 out of 2, and Craig's 0.5 out of 2. But he's played the 2 strongest players in the team so far because he's our 4th seed. So all of our players are playing well, and that's a really good sign for not just this match, which I think we should have it in the bag. No, I'm just kidding. But for like future matches as well, because yeah, Keaton's setting a winning standard.
I agree.
All right, so again, thank you to our sponsor, Herges Capital, for cost efficient, tax efficient investment and management. So really appreciate them. They allow us to they enable us to do a lot of things with our sponsorship, and they support us. They're a great venture. We really appreciate what they've done for us. So I'm gonna put them in the chat. A link to them in the chat if you ever want some kind of tax efficient, cost efficient investment. Just go to this website. They're great people, and that's really like what matters most when you want somebody managing your money. So
and also team member of ours alerted me that we have another good promotion here. So on USDF sales, if you use the coupon code, actually let me see what the coupon code is. I think it's just Surfers.
Just Surfers, all caps Surfers.
Yeah, okay. With Surfers and all caps, that gives you a 15% discount. And I'll actually look for the link to just paste in the chat right now.
All right, go for it. Yeah, it's really nice. You get 50% off on anything you buy on the USDF sales. If you just use the code Surfers, and that does give us some benefits as well. So we'd really appreciate it if you helped out our team that way. And just 15% off is always going to be beneficial.
Yeah. And, 15% off is 15% off. Who doesn't like that? So
yeah, it's just free money.
There you go.
I really appreciate it. And next round should be starting pretty soon.
In 5 minutes.
Yeah. Actually, no, what we were talking about earlier, I want to see what happened in the end of Craig's game, because things went really poor really quickly. And that doesn't always happen. Or that happens very rarely. What the heck?
All right, well, think I'm gonna have a little bit of trouble finding that one, but okay, let's see.
You just go in the archive. What is happening? Chess.com's got a few bugs. Trying to go in Craig's archive, I'm going in mine for some reason.
Yeah, I'm in Craig's archive. So yeah, I think Craig played the opening phase amazingly, and definitely just outplayed his grandmaster opponent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, King H8 is just inexplicable to me. I actually like just talked to him about it right after the game, and I pointed out, and I think he agrees with me that A6 is much better. And
you're gonna have to explain that because I don't have Keaton's game pulled up yet. I can try to pull up his game, but chess.com seems to be blocking me from accessing the archives of other people, which is a problem.
Well, do you remember where we talked about
open it up. So wait, what line are you talking about?
Do you remember when we talked about Craig playing King H8 and missing knight takes D4?
I thought we were on Keaton's game.
Wait, oh, we are?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, then. Okay, I'll go into Keaton's game.
I can look at Craig's game as well if you...
Oh, well, I just closed it, so that's not really going to happen.
Madaka.
Chess.com is very odd at times.
Yeah.
Okay.
King H8, things start going downhill. Ooh,
so, which position do you want to talk about in Keaton's game?
I was going to finish up Craig's game real first, because that's what we missed when we were doing
well, that's what I was trying to... Okay,
Alright, so I'm going to pull up Craig's game right now.
Okay, do that.
So, Craig also possibly missed this intermediate move, Rook C4, which is really powerful, just because you can go into C7, and that really just screws up Black's position. Because, okay, he can do some stuff, but after Rook E8, all of his pieces are screwed up. His queen's overloaded because it's defending the bishop, and it really cannot defend the bishop too many squares. His rook's overloaded. His bishop is, it's in a pretty decent square, but it's hanging right now, so there's just it's primed for some kind of a tactic here, and he sees it. C4, Queen E4, Queen D2. And there's no more squares. The bishop's gonna fall. So I mean, Craig just made a few mistakes after having a really just a great opening. So I mean, it's just gonna happen every once in a while.
Well, I guess you really gotta hand it to Mr. Gavuzian for pulling that off.
Yeah. All right. So what were you talking about in Keaton's game? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, sure.
So we were talking about Keaton's game was kind of just insane. A lot of tactics. Keaton played better than him, clearly because he won the game. This is when it starts to get a little crazy because there's a lot of concrete play because the bishop's now hanging, so White wants to play a lot of forcing moves to pretty much just to get out scot-free with his bishop hanging. He eventually wants to take on E7 and then take on F6 in exchange for the B5 pawn or B5 bishop, but Keaton plays a lot of moves that prevent him from taking on E7. So this is forcing move. Queen B3 is also a forcing move. Queen C2 is also a forcing move because it threatens it threatens Queen C1 pretty much, and that stops any threat on F6 because trade off the queens. After Rook takes E7, you can't take on F6 anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He's also threatening after Rook takes E7, takes B5. After Rook takes E7, takes B5. D3 is also hanging, so you can't take the bishop after this. Or you can't take.
So after Queen C2, what do you think White should do?
After Queen C2, personally,
I think he probably has to try Rook D2. Oh, they started actually. So
okay.
Time for
I think Rook D2 is probably a force move, but we're gonna look at these games.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure about Queen B1, Rook E1, Rook C1, but okay. Anyway, they've started, so we probably don't really have time to be doing that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it seems to me that only 3 of the games have started so far.
They've all started.
Am I not following someone? Craig? No, I'm not. No, I'm not following Craig. Okay, so now is when the opponents become really equal in terms of rating strength. So we should see a lot fewer blunders, and a lot more close games. Well, Craig's playing his patented.
Well,
forgetting what it's called.
well, that's not really about what Craig is doing. It's more about what his opponent is doing. But Craig and I have actually talked about this like line before for Black.
Craig has like 30 million pages on this. It's insane. I actually don't think the pages end. It's really just a wild position. And yeah, Craig should know this like very well. Carlos seems like he's very prepared as well. Looks like he's prepared for the game. So we're gonna see like some kind of an interesting theoretical battle between the two. Do you know what's happening in Keaton's game? Do you know that opening?
This is something that Keaton likes to do sometimes. I'm not a very big fan of it in terms of its quality, but I mean, of course, it's a playable opening, and it is. I think it's pretty good against Yannick Conrad, who, when we were preparing, we arranged for Keaton to play Trapowski because it seems that Yannick seems to be a little bit weaker on the defensive side of chess.
Okay, so to respond to Chess Chopin's question about how to make a team in this league, right now the league. Basically, last year was the first year of Pro Chess League, and there were just like an absolute ton of teams, like 36 maybe, and that was just way too many games to follow, and it was also a little inefficient. So this year we cut it down to 24, and only managed to find the best like the most dedicated teams and the fan favorites, and we kept them behind. And then to make a team, it's basically, this is like a franchise system, so you can't really make a team. You have to talk to managers of the league, who I believe is Greg Shahadi.
Greg Shahadi.
Yeah, and either they're going to change the schedule possibly and include more teams, which is one of the ways you could get a region in, and I think that's the most likely possibility if you're like ever trying to get a team in. And I think it's extremely unlikely for him to get rid of one of the teams who has already been playing, because that's just, how do you decide who to kick out and that kind of stuff? It's just not.
Yeah.
That's just very unusual in a franchise system.
Well, I think by now I think it's just far too late. But
yeah, you can't sign up for this season, but in future seasons you'd probably talk to Greg and see if he's thinking about expanding the league to more than 24 teams, and then there's a possibility there for your city, but you do need a pretty decent amount of dedication to make the dream work. Yeah,
it's also probably unlikely he'll expand it because it was really large last time. There were a lot of like management issues.
And the way you apply for a team, I don't know if there's an application process, just because it's already been all these teams have been franchised, so. There's no like relegation system. You can't really get kicked out, jumped in, put in. It's not really like a sign-up thing. It's like an invitation thing. So I believe you should just talk to league manager Greg Shahadi and see what he thinks.
Okay, so about Keaton's game, what do you think of Black playing Rook H7 here?
Keaton's game?
Yeah, what do you think about Yannick playing Rook H7? So my idea would be Bishop H4 G5.
Yeah. That looks kind of.
Well, I strongly doubt he'll play Rook H7. It's such an odd move to consider, but yeah, I mean, I don't really know what Keaton's gonna. Oh wait, never mind. I think he can play Bishop F6, Bishop F6. No.
Yeah,
still
I was
like Black
Bishop
there.
6 kind of stuff.
Well, okay, we'll see. So okay. Similar. Okay. Yeah. Actually, I think Black actually could have castled in that position, because if White just tried to sack on Bishop H6, pawn takes H6, Queen takes H6 like he would normally, and I think Queen H5 saves Black. So he could have actually just castled there, and I think that would have been fine for Black.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this is kind of an interesting position. So Knight D2 is played. Oh shoot. Okay, I just don't really even go about evaluating this.
I mean, it's a concrete line, so it's just gonna be better for one or the other. So to answer Chess Chopin's idea, are the divisions. There's 4 groups. Everyone's based on where they live because time zones are a really big factor because these are teams from all around the world and we don't want them competing at the same time. We don't want every single team competing at the same time because that leads to one of the teams playing at like 3 a.m. the other team playing like an actual time at like 6 p.m. So we're split into, I believe, Atlantic Division, Pacific Division, which is us. And there's 2 more that I believe are European, but I'm not 100% sure. But they're pretty much just split by time zone.
Yeah, it's like Sun and something else, but yeah, not really important.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at some other games. All right, so Dreyev has reached a really weird position.
Looks like he's going for light square control.
Huh?
Looks like he's going for light square control.
Yeah, and I think it's working out. So there's that.
Like he has to try to find a way to stop c4, which looks like what Hovannes is trying to do.
Well, his last move kind of prevents c4, so there's that.
I mean, c4 takes, queen takes. What's the idea?
Knight d5, I think.
Knight d5, possible.
Well, okay. So anyway, so after a4.
Nice
yeah,
stop a5.
I'm really not happy with where the knight on c7 is at right now. But where does it go? Maybe he should just play for some f6 idea with the knight on c7 to protect e6.
f6 looks really weird. I would never like approve of a move like that in this kind of position. Too many weaknesses.
Maybe.
And like the center really isn't that big of a problem because there's no pawn on d4. So.
Yeah, but I just really am not sure where the knight on c7 is supposed to be going.
Yeah, knight on c7 is really awful.
It's just so bad.
Yeah, it has no future. And it blocks the c file, which is even worse. And he has to find a way to stop a5.
Yeah, I mean, if Black could put his knight on c6, I think I'd actually like Black's position even more than White's. But oh wow, so a5 happened. So that's kind of odd.
Yeah, it does look like Dreyev kind of got himself into a rut. I don't know.
Well, I'm not. Oh, okay. So if a5, b5, what does White play?
a5, b5, probably a6, rook a5 kind of stuff.
A6, my idea is rook b8, and I want to play rook b6, hopefully. But that is what he played. Anyway, so we haven't really talked about Michael's game yet, and I think he's doing pretty well against Dukovic here. Black.
Yeah, I just didn't talk about it because it wasn't the most interesting game in the world.
Yeah, I guess it's not.
Like queenside versus kingside right now. Queenside majority, kingside majority. Endgames, it's usually a lot easier to play with a queenside majority. He has ideas of like, after some kind of consolidation, b5, a5, and b4. Which could kind of just annoy Black, annoy White. And he's also looking to just take the bishop straight away and give himself just double bishop pair for the endgame, which is also really strong in these guns positions where it's a majority on one side versus a majority on the other. Stubin looks like he's trying to do the same, which is perfectly fine. But honestly, like there's just so much that could happen in the next like 10 moves because right now they're just like playing moves and their ideas aren't really shown yet because they just like traded off queens and.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks kind of hard for White to develop with the knight on d3 covering b2. So I don't know, like bishop c5 at some point looks good for Black. All right. Anyway, so moving on. Oh wow, what happened to Keaton?
I mean, he just played knight c4, right?
Oh, so after queen b3, actually, I think he's definitely doing very well.
Yeah, I think he's doing fine. I don't know about very well. He probably has to trade because the king's in a very bad spot.
Well, okay, so queens must be traded, but then
the endgame's kind of hard to evaluate right now.
Yeah, I mean, like knowing that Black could have castled, I'm really frown on this rook g8 move now.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. Because I mean, like, you'd much rather castled here than play rook g8.
Yeah, because Black does have some pretty serious positional problems because because the thing is after he trades, White's main idea is to go knight takes d5, e5, solidify d5 square, and like pretty much imprison the Black light squared bishop. But so the way that black deals with that is that he plays d5, so he can trade off the e-pawns, and the bishop has a future, and he can't solidify d6. Problem with that is black's king is awful and is stuck in the center. And if black was castled,
Yeah.
like that would just be very, very like decent position for him. But
Yeah, I
no,
completely
it's not
agree.
possible. Yeah.
For black, what I'm considering right now is probably something like queen b3, a b3, king e7, knight d6, e5, just to stop white from playing e5 himself.
Yeah.
But I mean, this just looks really uncomfortable for black in general at this point.
Yeah.
All right, so to Craig's game. Wait, wow. So it looks like Carl's has thrown away and nothing. Actually, I don't know what I'm saying,
you're
but
just opening it up.
okay, so nothing yet, but after hg6, knight g6, wow, it's pretty amazing that there's nothing there.
Yeah, it's actually really problematic for Craig because you never want to let this kind of a thing happen.
Well, okay, at the very least, white can play bishop takes e7, and after gf4, something like bishop f6 has to be great for white. There's just no way it's not. So,
What about just king takes
knight g6.
and then king d7? It's fine.
Yeah, I think that's actually what black is going for, but, wait, actually, yeah, what's wrong with that?
That looks really like very good for black.
Yeah, that actually looks totally fine. In fact, I'm not sure that I prefer white's position, actually.
Yeah.
But, okay, I mean, black definitely has weaknesses of its own. It's just, it's like on a7 and such, with like queen d3, queen a6, so it's definitely a double-edged game there still.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
But yeah, I think cause heavier probably has to take the king, because gf4, bishop f6, rook g8, queen d2 is just horrible. Oh, maybe
Yeah.
not queen d2,
I
queen
mean-
c1, horrible.
Yeah, you just lose the pawn on f4 if you take the knight on f4. So I think it's like, I don't think it's a choice at all. I think you just take the bishop with the king.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
In Dre's game, it looks like they're fighting over b5 and a6 pawns.
And it looks like Dre is winning this fight.
I mean, the thing is, like, if you take on a6, a7 is also hanging, so it's not really like victory.
That is true.
Yeah. But it looks like you have to take on a6 because otherwise a7 is still hanging. So. There's
Yeah,
a trade.
so rook a6, knight a6, bishop a7, rook a8 probably coming out.
Yeah. And then probably bishop d4.
Knight c7 again.
Yeah. Okay, maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks super unpleasant for black, but I'm not sure that it's actually like losing or anything.
Yeah. I don't really like knight 7. I really just want to play something like queen b7, knight b8, because I want the knight to have.
Well, queen
constant
b7
power.
still hangs the b pawn.
Yeah, that's true actually.
So,
Yeah.
can't have them all. So, yeah, what actually can white do here? So, okay, so bishop a7, okay, it's coming out. It looks like heavy actually did go for the exchange sack we were talking about.
What is the rook doing there? What is the rook doing on h8? What is the point of that move? What? What the heck? Well, that doesn't make very much sense to me. King? Really?
Look at Michael's game.
Michael's game?
Yeah, does white have any? So it looks like white sacks the f5 pawn.
Sacks the f5 pawn and most likely goes b5.
Yeah, and then at the very least, black could go back to knight d4 and say I'm up a pawn.
Yeah. Looks like he's impressed the endgame, but the bishop on g2 is just like extremely strong right now after b5, and it's pretty hard to convert. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, he has the advantage because he's just up a pawn.
Yeah, and he's also up time, so
Yeah.
that's nice for Michael.
I like where this is
really
going.
picked
Mm-hmm.
the pace after his first game.
Yeah. And you look, Stukopian in their first board right now, he has half at a 2 right now against the two lowest seeds on our team. So he could be under some kind of like emotional, like, I don't know, pain, something. And
Yeah. Oh,
he could be
about
just
what we were
playing his
talking
best
about,
chess.
Craig, and you were saying what can white do? Craig is just unleashed g4,
He's trying to get his
So,
queen in. Yeah, why? What is the point of rook h8? That's just does nothing. I don't.
wait, what? It took a knight.
Huh?
There was a knight on h8.
Oh, okay. I was confused. Never mind. I was like,
Yeah, I would say that
what is
that's
it
no
doing
point.
there? Okay, I was being
But
an idiot.
yeah,
G4 and then probably some kind of invasion on the light squares after f4 seems.
f4 cannot be played. It must be. Oh wow! What?
He wants to
Okay,
close
so
it
after
up.
queen d, what's his idea? Queen d3. What is this?
Queen d3 rook g8, right?
And queen a6.
Oh, queen a6. Oh. Queen d3. Queen a7 maybe. Or queen
After
h7.
queen a6.
Wait. Actually, is queen g6?
Queen h7. Okay, so let's see if Pepe actually does opt for g8 here.
Rook g8 might. Oh.
Oh wow! So I guess he maybe doesn't see queen d6.
Or maybe queen g6. He's thinking about just playing like queen e7.
Very odd thing to want to do, but maybe I don't know. Okay, so Craig is building up here.
The thing is, if they trade queens, I think black is like doing very, very well. The thing is, like queen g6 is not a concrete queen trade because black loses the h pawn, and that's doing really well. So that's what we're thinking about.
No, but if the queens come off with nothing else, there's no way white can win. It's just absolutely impossible.
So like maybe after queen g6 or queen g6, then black plays queen h7, and the queen can't retreat without trading. So
yeah, to be perfectly honest, I have no idea how Craig's going to go about winning this.
Yeah.
He's probably not better anymore.
I think he's much
If
worse.
he ever was.
Honestly, yeah.
What?
I think he's much worse.
How is he worse?
It's really like incredibly hard for him to play right now because he can't move any of his pawns. There's no easy like route to infiltrate black's position, and black just has all the play right now. So.
Well, I mean, can you say the same about black's position? He can't. He doesn't have any pawn breaks, and he can't move his knight.
I mean, he's gonna play queen h7, queen e4 sometime. So.
Oh, okay. I'm not totally sure why that's such a big deal. This should be I think it should be a draw. So.
Yeah, I think like objectively, probably drawn. But I just think like in terms of play, it's a lot easier for black to play, and that gives him pretty strong advantage.
Maybe. What do you think about what happened in Keaton's game?
It just looks like good knight versus like honestly decent bishop. It's not very bad.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, after something d6, I'm not totally sure that white's better anymore.
Yeah, I think it's pretty equal. Because the knight on d6 looks good. It's not actually that great.
It doesn't really do very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like b6, rook d8, and it's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So like, of course, like he's not worse, but probably not better either. Oh wait, f6. That is questionable. That is like positionally very questionable.
Oh
if he opens up the f file, that is very bad for him. He plays f6, but like he really just does not have the threat of taking on e5. So I don't.
Well, no, he's gonna take an e5 and play rook f8. Is his idea.
I mean, then just like rook f4 or something. I don't. Opening the files, the knight on d6 is always really dangerous. I don't know.
Yeah, but to be honest, I'm not totally convinced that white can use the f file better than black. Like rook f8, rook d8. So.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this is leaning towards a draw for me. Okay.
So let's be Josh. Drev found a nice
Queen
tactic.
a8.
That is a nice tactic. Queen a1. And the resulting endgame is just like ridiculous. Like we say drawn, that is. Actually, wait, no. That we say drawn. That is not drawn at all because Alliance's king will be absolutely like terrified. Because
well, no, I mean white can force a perpet with queen c7, queen d8. That's not his problem. Oh wow, he actually did that, and this should be a draw very soon, I think.
Yeah, you can't really stop the knight from getting out, which is what you want to do.
Yeah. I mean, did he overlook something? Because I mean, I think that from a practical standpoint, white should definitely have taken on c7 just because he has the draw in hand with queen d8, queen h4, and it's always like good to play on like when you know you have a draw. So yeah,
even if black played d4 right here, just give away the pawn. I think it's still perfectly fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Just for no
But
reason.
to be honest, actually might even be his best move. But yeah,
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 it's a very cool position.
yeah. I don't really see any reason not to. But okay, anyway. So Michael just played knight c2 against Mr. Stukoven.
Okay, so they open up the F file. Most likely rook f8's coming, because if it's not coming, then you lose. Maybe rook d8 as well.
Yeah, so rook f8, and I guess on the
Probably
rook
rook
f4
f4.
that you were talking about, he's going to play rook d8.
Yeah, rook d8. And then rook f1 takes rook f8. Resulting endgame is actually black drops a pawn because of knight c8, so that could be interesting.
Huh, you're right.
So I think rook takes f4 is probably one of his only options here.
Well, I mean, after
It looks very questionable.
No, I mean, after rook d8, the line that you mentioned is definitely not forced, because at the very least, black can play like bishop e8 or something. Oh, wow, he actually took. So now white might have some pressure on g7.
Yeah, rook g1, rook g6. Because, wait, rook d8 now, it just looks like he's, going to play rook g8, and that just looks bad. Rook g6 now, probably? Or is that, sure.
Rook g6, bishop e8, and there would have been kicked up. Oh, wow, you
Yeah,
actually couldn't play bishop e8.
Yeah, you just take it.
Yeah, so, yeah, I guess maybe you should have played rook g8. Okay, and g6, there's no way, come on. We get real. Okay, so f5 I think would have been strong there. Why did you play a4?
Huh? a4? Maybe. I don't think he's opening up the
Well, I mean, I guess
to.
well, I can't really take it, but like, why?
I don't see why either.
Yeah, but I think just f5 was very strong.
I agree with you. I like f5.
Yeah, it's like, what could black even have done? It just looks really bad for black.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible that he missed it.
So king d7 looks even more suspicious if possible after h5. Just like, what is black doing next?
In what?
After if king d7 h5.
d7 h5.
Yeah, it's like, I don't really understand what a black can really do about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
because g5, does that just lose immediately?
Probably. I mean, at the very least, I can play knight f7 and win a pawn.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like our assumption that Yannick Combarat was not the best defensive player is
Yeah, fortunately we do get to
come true a little bit.
Yeah. Looks like Craig's got a draw on the back. Traded queens. It was an interesting idea. I mean, opening the h file is not even a bad idea. It's like not really that bad for white because he has a target on h6 now, so it's not really like losing a pawn.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's absolutely basically neither player has any reason to lose. H pawn or not, I think this would have been a draw anyway.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
It's not really a big difference if it's there or not.
Drave is like bleeding time right now. Looks like Owanis trying to convert this endgame.
Yeah, but this should never happen.
Which I don't think is possible. So, yeah, he just moves his king around. What can white do? If he takes on e6,
white has no way to get in.
Yeah, Drave found a really nice fortress. All the squares are covered by the knight, and the only piece that can take them is the white bishop. Trades. If he trades the knight, then that's just super equal object card bishop endgame. So, looks like Drave found a way to get a draw, which is nice.
Yeah, so Michael's still sitting there grinding Stukoven up 2.5 minutes, so I think we have definitely really good win chances on that board at least.
Yeah. So Keaton's doing the right thing here in that he's using a lot of time because he has a lot of time, which is something you should always do. Okay.
Yeah, what I found is that in a lot of cases like this, when your opponent's low on time, you don't always want to move fast, because if you think for a while, it'll stress your opponent out because he has to move fast and you don't.
Yeah. And like when I'm low in time and my opponent's moving, like you think that they are using your time to like calculate everything, but in all honesty, you can't really see everything. I move behind, so. And Keaton sees
I just realized why Gabuzian's playing on against Graves, because Graves is 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I was a little worried because I thought the Driv was like bleeding time, but he's not really anymore because you don't really need to.
Yeah.
You don't need time to play this position. You just move your king around, and
Uh-huh.
you're good to go.
Oh wow. So Carlos Heavy is really going for it. Looks like.
What the heck? He could kill himself right here. This could actually be pretty good. What if he just takes the rook?
Oh no. Oh shoot.
That's so
Instead
cool.
of GH5, I think White could have played Rook H3.
Rook h3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Ah shoot. Well.
Okay, even this I think is fine. I think White might even be better in this endgame. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, I think it. Huh. No, I seriously doubt that White could be better here.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be better. I still don't see Black's plan though, so I think.
I mean, okay, so White probably still has to play Rook H3 because otherwise King F5, King G4 is super annoying. Yeah, so King F5 here, and then what?
Go ahead, King F5, King G4, then what? What's your plan?
Yeah, well, I mean, what are you gonna play?
Oh, then he plays
Like,
B5, I guess.
No, he plays Knight B2 takes A4, but yeah,
Oh, that's
same
true.
thing, I guess.
Yeah, I think you're right. He had to play Rook H3. This, you could get ground out.
Yeah, he might actually lose. Yeah, that'd really suck if he lost here.
Yeah, I didn't see the Knight B2, Knight takes A4 idea. That's really nice. Okay, Havana sees a... Yeah, why are you playing on that?
Okay, they drew. Well, I mean, if you played on for that long, you might as well play on a little longer, you know.
Wait,
You
so
know what I
James
mean?
game, you just go H7, Rook G8, or F2. You just take it. You just go Rook
Yeah,
F1,
F2,
maybe.
Rook F1, and just take.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Sounds
think
good.
this should be a. Oh wait, no, just Rook G7, Rook G8 is even easier.
That's true.
Yeah, I think this
Or
should
actually,
be a
is it that
pretty
much easier?
easy.
Because you can just...
Well, now it is.
Okay, now it is. What?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but how do you miss Rook G7? What? How do you miss Rook G7, Rook G8? That's just like...
Yeah, I think he's definitely playing way too fast. Like, no one really like. It doesn't really matter. It's just easy anyway.
Yeah, it's just, kind of annoying.
Yeah, I mean,
This is
I
totally
think
winning.
should he
too.
have? Yeah, probably. But I mean, he's gonna win anyway.
Okay, if he doesn't see that his rook can move to the 7th rank on the G file, then maybe this is a draw, but...
Well, then he might lose, but that's probably not going to happen. So,
This is actually not the easiest position to win anymore.
to be honest with White, I'd probably even play King E3, Bishop H7 either. Wait, oh shoot.
I don't like what Keaton did. Keaton missed a couple of like free wins, and
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I think after Bishop takes G6, he should probably have tried something like King E3 with the idea of Rook D2.
yeah, I really don't like this.
Yeah.
Because now, like, Black has a concrete way of winning a pawn back, or getting the pawn H7.
Yeah, he definitely played way too fast. This, yeah. I mean,
Okay, yeah, King G7 might not have been great. Maybe we should just take on H7 immediately.
Well, okay. I mean, he still definitely has winning chances.
Yeah. C5, maybe.
C5, I think Rook C8.
King D4, kind of stuff.
Pawn C5.
King C4.
Yeah, maybe. Well, okay. So anyway,
So Michael's getting some pretty
Wow.
solid chances.
yeah, Michael's just winning, right? I mean, I
Yeah,
think this is a winning game, right?
I'm sure it's winning. It's
Yeah,
just
it has to be.
not that easy to convert. It looks like he's trying to move trying to swing his knight around to E4 and then to F6, where targets the H pawn, which is really weak right now.
Yeah.
And then eventually he can just start pushing his pawn, run his king in, and it should be like pretty like a concrete win.
Yeah,
So
here
see-
I think he can play 96 check and knight G5.
Yeah, that's also true.
And that looks to be what he's going for.
Yeah, I think Keaton. Well, Keaton has a very good shot of winning now. I think Keaton's winning. How do you get an extra pawn? I have no idea where the extra pawn came from, but this looks winning.
Where did the extra pawn came from? I have to look at that. What the
I'm
hell?
not really sure.
Oh, 97, knight C5.
Yeah.
Okay, why didn't you just go back to B8? Okay, oh, whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, alright. I guess Keaton wins this game somehow.
Yeah. Keaton's magical.
Very, very strange game. Yeah, I mean that was too close. Keaton definitely played too fast that game.
Yeah, Keaton did not play that game very well.
Yeah.
I mean, of course he played well because he got a.
Well, I mean,
He
yeah.
got some nice stuff on the king side, good structures, but it does seem like his opponents are not great. So.
Yeah, I mean, well, Michaels looks to be pretty close to sealing the deal here, so.
Yeah, you just get 2 free pawns and like start laughing because you have 2 free pawns.
Yeah, I think 92 is just over.
Yeah.
Yep, and that'll be game very soon.
96. King
96
5.
check, and that's game.
Yeah. Our team is doing extremely well. Problem is, I think Craig's gonna lose again. Wait, what? Oh wait, I'm gonna look at Craig's game real quick. Right after this game, so we got 3-1 this round. So right now we're winning 8-4, which is we have a draw in the bag. So we're just dominating them, which is expected of our team because our team's kind of insane.
We're crushing these fools.
Keaton's 3-0.
That he is.
And his debut. So our manager's carrying us. We should put him every week. Alright, so I'm gonna look at this endgame.
Are you looking? Which game are you looking at?
I'm looking at Carlos versus Greg. Yeah,
Okay.
so the problem is Black can never give up the G-pawn because he just takes the G-pawn, goes rook G1, and he's fine.
Yeah.
Looks like he screwed up somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree with Carlos playing
B5.
B5 so early. I think he should probably have tried to play King F5 and just king it there first, so that he might be able to loop it around to H3 and G2.
Yeah, he had so much time. I think he was worried about King F5, Rook C8, but taking the C pawn's kind of irrelevant, so I don't really see.
I mean, after King F5, Rook C8, at the very least, you can still play B5.
Yeah.
And
You
that
get
looks
extra
good.
though. Yeah.
So white, I mean, because like, if you can play King F5, even just having that extra tempo and then playing B5, like that looks pretty good too. So not really sure why he felt the great rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think he definitely had winning chances there.
Yeah, I think his position here is just like really good, and
yeah, it was probably not the best idea for Craig to sacrifice the H pawn like that.
it was good on Craig because after being like repressed the entire game because closed pawn structures, you have rooks, your rooks are useless. He just decided to play defense actively, which is always a pretty good idea, and he forced some concessions from Black. And then this just doesn't work tactically for Black because he can't give up the G-pawn, so he's just stuck there and draws.
So we currently are leading 8-4. So in the last round, if we get even a single draw, we win the match. So there's that. That's cool.
And it is true, Keaton's playing like amazingly well right now.
That he is. I mean, the last game was a little bit sus, but he did outplay his opponent. So,
I mean, yeah, he was never worse in the game, so.
Yeah, so we got to give that to him.
So what we're looking at in this position is, okay, play your actual move. So we're
You're
looking
gonna have
at
to specify what you mean by this position.
okay, so this is move 30-37 after H5 in Craig's game. White just, I mean, we're looking at Rook H3 and looks really good for White because it looks like it's just a free pawn. And this might have given Craig some winning chances because if you get the F pawn, you get the F file, and the F file is just really good because you have access to a lot of good squares, and you don't lose a pawn.
Winning chances for Craig. Sorry, which position?
Move 37 after H5 and Rook H3.
Yeah, I mean it's totally understandable to not see Rook H3.
Yeah,
though.
it's not
like,
easy to see. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's just like it's just a very strange move to play.
Yeah.
But I think that. Yeah, in addition to myself, I think the engine also approves of it greatly, so there's that.
Yeah, I think this does give like White excellent chances to win the game. But I mean, a draw is like very good in our situation, so leading 8-4 after 3 rounds, we're +4. Yeah.
Yeah, and +4 is well, not really +4 in the true sense, but being 4 points ahead is enormous. You're going to the last round, they're put under so much pressure. I mean, the matches this year have been tending to be much closer than this year, and but I think that we have a really good chance to get a commanding win over them.
I think it's very likely that our next round starts at 8. It would make no sense for it to start at 8-10. because every round's 40 minutes long. Because it gives them plenty of time. Because the games are 15 minutes long, so the longest a game can go is 35 minutes, really. So you have at least a 5-minute break.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna actually use the restroom right now.
So this game honestly seemed kind of hard to convert, but Michael managed to get a passed A pawn, so Andre kind of screwed up there. And the passed A pawn is the most dangerous in minor piece endgames because, unlike in rook endgames, you don't really ever need to walk your king over to shepherd the pawn to the last rank. So, and he needs to walk his king over like a really long distance. So Stacopian should like try to keep the A pawn at like all costs, but apparently he wasn't. And that's what we were talking about earlier. Maybe you should have gone b5. We're not entirely sure. And try to create pressure against the b7 pawn, as well as try to force b6. Because, like, let's say we get a position like this. This is very Josh. But Michael played really well, definitely. And reset. And he managed to get the A pawn. He just converted from there on. Because minor piece endgames, you're gonna have to make a lot of concessions to your king. And Andre tries to make some weaknesses on the king side, so that he can eventually try to infiltrate with his king, like kind of like this. Well, after trading bishop for pawn, but he creates too many weaknesses on his own side, and Michael just exploits those weaknesses. So.
Yeah, and really nicely played endgame from Michael.
Yeah, that was very clean. About to win his third pawn. Yeah. Yeah, it is really fun. It's always fun when you're winning, you know. Our team's doing great. Keaton's won 3 games already in his debut, and this match just looks in the bag. We just need to knock it.
Yeah, kind of interesting that the only game I have any criticism for in Keaton's case is the game against their board 4.
And like, yeah, he was just playing a little fast, honestly. He missed a lot of free, what we would say, wins. So.
Yeah. All right then. So.
Okay, wait, I want to see how he won his pawns. Oh, he just went 97. And
yeah,
ooh, knight c5. That's a nice move.
Is, I guess one missed.
Yeah, that's a really nice move. Keaton sees things that are like hard to see, but he like misses really easy stuff. Like for example,
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I think after knight c5, Black has like rook b8.
And you play rook g7, you play rook g8. I don't see this.
Yeah, and that definitely doesn't work. So yeah.
And the game's over. And
yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure what deterred Keaton from doing that.
Yeah, I don't know why Keaton was like kind of screwing around a little bit, but.
Yeah.
I mean, it works out in the end, so we're fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are some nice tactics. Keaton's got his tactics game on, Josh. He's playing like you, Josh.
That he does.
Yeah. He's playing like you. Josh, if you had your tactics game on Saturday, easily 7.5 out of 8.
No, like, well, I mean, if I won the games that I was actually winning in, then I would have got 7. Like, but you know, that's too much to ask, apparently.
Too much finesse.
Well, did you say that the hardest part of winning a game of chess is winning a one game? And
I mean, that's not what
a lot of careless blunders here and there in that one. So
I would say like the hardest part of chess is like defending the worst position.
That sucks too, but I mean like.
It's so hard.
I mean, well, if you
winning a
lose
game
one
sounds nice, but I don't think it's true.
I mean, losing a one position feels so terrible, like, you know.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like it's even worse when you're like near like a rating goal, because every match is like, if you lose half a point on a match, that's 8 points. And that's 8 points you're farther away, and it's another 8 points you need to get to your rating goal, which is really rough. Yeah, so like when you start making goals for yourself, every game matters.
They do. They have started. They have. So Albert, you think you'll have any opportunities to play this season?
Personally, I'm not entirely sure if I want to play because I'm a little rusty. But I think it's very possible I could play.
Oh, nothing a little bit of training wouldn't fix.
Yeah, I just, if I play a lot in the week preceding the match, then possibly, but our team we have a really strong roster, like we have a really strong team, and If you need me, I'll play, but I don't think I'm the strongest player in the world when it comes to blitz.
Well,
All right,
you
so
can
everyone's
say.
playing solid. Andres Kopian played in early '96, which is weird, uh, because
Um,
it's not a great
Steve
piece.
Falcon played in early '96. Oh no, this is like a pretty well-known system actually.
Is it?
Well, I don't know if I'd well-known, but I think Carlton has tried to play the system before. But usually they place A6 at some point. It's not Bishop B5. But I guess through the move orders, Jacoby didn't really have to do it. But the idea is basically just to rush E5.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And I think it's a decent system. I looked into a little bit for black, but nothing serious. I wouldn't call myself a massive expert on the queens game, but accept it. So yeah, but I think E5 probably works out right now. So okay, Queen E7 is good
fine
too.
too,
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to play 5 here.
Well, E5, I think he's scared of knight takes E5, and with the idea of just bishop takes E2 knight C6.
Yeah.
So maybe he has to take on f3 first or something. Okay, nobody ever wants to do that, right? So maybe bishop G6. Wow, but then knight C4. Who knows? Okay.
Josh, your voice quality is getting a little wonky.
Yeah, I probably was just standing too far away from the mic. Anyway, so that's enough of that game. Okay, now let's look at some others. Okay, so
Exactly. He doesn't want to lose. He doesn't want to lose those rating points. He just wants to lose by forfeit. I would be terrified of Eden playing like this as well.
You don't lose rating from playing this. Oh, if you look at the internet on Carlos Hevia, he's done for. So not really the way I'd have preferred to win, but it looks like that's good. Looks like that might happen that way. So yeah, who knows?
But I think Keaton's like a very good sport, so I think that Keaton's eventually we could just like restart the game because there's no reason not to.
Well, I mean, I don't think they allow you to do that. Though is the problem.
I mean, it's the last round, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also it is a team competition. Keep in mind. So yeah. I think Craig's just winning a pawn.
Why does this always happen?
Why does what always happen?
Yannick could very definitely go 0-4 this tournament.
Well, he's up against pretty good people, I would say. So
yeah, our team is very well prepared in the opening, and he just clearly isn't. So we're just taking advantage from right out of the opening.
Yeah, I mean, a bunch of us got together on Monday night and sat down and did the work the old-fashioned way. So hope it should turn out well.
And we're +4, so I mean, like preparation's always going to pay off in this kind of a 50.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially in this format, the opening is just incredibly important.
You save 4 or 5 minutes; it's just incredible, and
yeah,
you get your opponents in like pretty tough position. It's even better.
Yeah, I mean, like even more so than in regular chess. In regular chess, I think the opening is the least important phase of the game, but in rapid, I think might even be the opposite way.
Yeah. And Craig also has like a positional advantage. All his pieces are more active.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm a little bit concerned about the dark squares, but he can play f6 at the very worst, so that's a really big deal.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about his knight and b6. Because, like, A, he wants to play a5, a4, get a square in c4, because light squares are really weak. But he might not have time just because bishop b3 just kicks it out, so he might have to just go retreat and play like knight d7, knight c5. Or he could play like a5 or k6, I'm not pretty sure.
Okay, but playing a move like a5 or k6 is a concession if I've ever seen one. So
yeah, so yeah. I don't really like it as well.
No, he definitely can't go for a5, or he shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but okay, something like rook fd8 maybe, and I don't see any reason to hate black's position.
Yeah. He just develops pieces and plays normally. He should be fine.
No reason to go for any fancy a5 thingies, you know.
Well, in Andre's game against Drev, who's performing really well. he finally played e5, which is the keystone of Black's idea in the opening. Drave has a few options. One of the options is d5. It's not as good as it looks all the time because it closes up the center and it gives Black a lot of opportunities in the on the king side, whereas but it also could be an improvement on like a rare king's Indian because the c file is also open and c7 could be weak after he trades in there for the bishop on d6. So d5 looks like a perfectly viable option.
I would actually love to play d5 for white because I think that without Black's light square bishop, he'll have a hard time getting an attack in. But the problem is that under d5, Black can play e4 with the idea of dc6 bishop h2.
That is really, really weird. D4,
actually, queen c3 wins. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So well, then he should definitely play d5 because after a knight move, e4, knight e3. I mean, like this just looks really great for white.
Yeah, his alternatives aren't great. So.
Well, I mean, after d5, okay, what can Black even play? Like knight b8, right?
Yeah.
And then e4, like knight e3, we got c1. Just Black's play looks very slow in comparison to white's.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think d5 is a strong option. What if he?
I mean, also, I mean, like, I don't think he has any other options that are just amazing.
He could also take on. If he takes, bishop takes, and it's just not that great. Yeah.
Yeah, and he definitely should. Yeah. Oh wow, really?
Yeah, bishop takes looks much better than.
I think he's operating under the mentality that a draw is fine. So I guess this does work out.
This leads to a draw really easily. Okay.
Yeah, and just trading pieces will lead to a draw. That'd be quite good for us. So yeah. Why not?
So just queen e2, trade bishops. Very equal game right now.
Oh wow! So
key in this game right now.
Yeah. Well, he's up a lot of time, unfortunately, because of that.
Internet issues. Yeah, internet issues really suck. I can tell you firsthand.
Yes, you can, Mr. League of Legends player. So what is Keaton actually intending to do here? Take.
Queen f4, maybe?
Wait. Queen what?
Queen f4 takes h5. Maybe queen just... Yeah, queen g7, yeah.
Oh, I've probably seen this before, actually. Yeah, and I think that works out for Black.
And then just knight of6 after. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, there are lots of players in the league where I feel like Dragon's a great choice, a great like opening choice versus them because, Dragon's very double-edged, so it's good against high-rated players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Keaton will probably play knight of6 here, and back to h5 we go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think Black's probably has a pretty decent position here.
Yeah, White's pieces don't have too much bite behind them. So I think Black's doing fine.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about Michael Brown's game yet.
Oh, that we have not. Michael's playing very ambitiously, despite the match situation. I guess that's just who he is, but
That's also like what the position like requires as well.
That's true. I mean, well, I don't know what requires because if Michael just sat still, then a draw would have been fine.
Yeah, like
but
this,
okay,
this just,
I mean,
it begs for moves.
This
like
is better
G4.
for White. I agree.
For
so,
sure, White does all the play.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is hinged on the fact that like normally Black would like to be able to play f5 here, but he can't do it now because White will play f5 himself.
And also f5 is a little strange. It's like always gonna be a little suspicious because it takes d5, so it's an option.
Yeah, maybe.
Or just d5 immediately as well. I don't know. I think I like f5 here as well.
Yeah, I mean, I still think okay. So he's inviting f5 himself. Apparently. Yeah, there it comes.
Yeah. This just looks like you just play, and there's like White wants Black's kind of dreams to get his knight on f6. I don't know how viable that is. He can also get his bishop on f6, put some pressure on, and then play like knight e7. Okay, it just looks like it's being annoying. I don't really see what else bishop before does. Actually, it puts.
I mean,
it doesn't do very much.
Michael literally just goes any. anywhere, and it's not a big deal. So yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he might try to play 97.
Oh, I see.
Knight f6.
Uh-huh.
Like, at the very least, white can shut it down by playing g5 and have an eventual idea of playing h4, h5, and open up the h file and allow access for his rooks. But I mean, that closes
It
a lot of
is
stuff.
quite slow, so
Yeah, that's not obviously that great. Well, Driv, the queen's gone.
Wait, hello? What is this?
So, this is very bad for
What?
Driv because he's losing.
Why did he take on b2 with a knight?
I have no idea what's going on. He's losing the pawn on d4, and he just... Well, that's not good for us.
Wow. That's... No, he doesn't lose a pawn on d4. He can play d5.
No, that's true. d5, knight a3.
Yeah. But wow, I mean, that's a really amazing blunder to come out of Driv.
Yeah, and like a really like quiet, like non-assuming position as well, or unassuming position.
Why did he just play queen takes b2? I don't really understand.
Yeah, it's like the natural move too.
I mean, okay, after queen takes b2, he was afraid of b5 and 95, but I mean, like, knight b2, I mean, obviously this is worse than that, so...
He's giving up a whole lot of stuff right now.
Yeah, I think he's probably just gonna lose the game, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, so Jacobin managed to bounce back in the final round.
I don't understand why he wouldn't play d5. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, well, I know what he was thinking with like, oh, I can just trade pieces to draw like that. I mean, the way he did it was just wrong. So, yeah.
This is not a good idea for him. It looks like he's most likely gonna lose the game. And
he's just lost at this point.
Yeah. Don't transition to Keaton's game right now.
Yeah, sure. So knight g3. Ooh.
Are there any good ideas for white? Like if he doubles, or he's gonna triple on the h file, isn't he?
Why not just take on g3 and then play king f8, king e7? Does that work? No, it doesn't. There's knight discovery and queen takes d6.
That's true. Wait, no, knight discovery rook takes e6.
I meant like knight f5, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Knight f5, queen e5. Wait, no, that's not. That's
Queen
terrible.
d6, queen d6, rook h8. A knight f4, very interesting.
Queen
Okay.
takes d5.
So,
Does he want to play e5 or queen takes d4? What do you think?
I'd say 100% queen to d4.
Not so sure. Because he is open
Well,
the file as well.
Yeah, actually e5 is definitely playable. I mean, I'm just concerned about queen f6 and e4 like rook h4 or something, and just, I don't know, it looks really scary.
Okay, so he went for it, and e4 rook h4 is definitely a scary threat.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what Carlos is going to end up going for.
Yeah, I don't really see how Keaton gets out of it either. I'm pretty worried. The 0-4 nightmare could come into fruition. Yeah, I don't see it. Oh wait, he can play rook. No.
He can play what?
I was gonna say rook e6, but that just doesn't work.
Yeah, queen d8.
Yeah, queen d8. Then most likely he has to play bishop e8. And
Yeah, and then I think it's pretty clear that black strategy probably failed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like it's bad, but I think it's still you're not losing instantly, so he might have to play rook e6.
Okay. So I think Craig's been doing some outplaying on his game, and actually, no, White has a little bit of counterplay now, but
Trading off the queens. Honestly, match situation, I think Craig should try his best to secure a draw right now because it's getting a little out of hand. Wait.
Yeah, no. This is good. This is good.
What happens if he takes on b6?
a7, rook e3.
No, what happens if he takes on b6?
Oh. Probably still rook b3. No. Wait. What? What is he doing? Oh no.
That's a piece.
Yeah, that is a piece.
Hmm.
And he really threw that.
Well,
Man, he's so down on time. That's probably why.
Michael can't lose. I cannot physically see him losing this position. Okay, now I can, but
Are you kidding me? No, I mean this is better for White, so yeah, I don't think he has any reason to lose.
yeah, he's down 7 minutes though, which is really big deal.
Yeah, I'm really surprised he hasn't gone for D5 this entire game.
Yeah, D5 break is like what he's put his little position around, but now it looks like he could be trying to swap to the H file.
Yeah, no, H5 that actually played better than what I said. So yeah.
Also, he has ideas of like bishop H4, and then play D5, so he gets the D file.
Yeah. Drave somehow still playing. Well, if he manages to draw this, then well, I think we might have to change his name from Drave to God. But yeah.
Alright,
I mean,
Keaton played
it's
takes
not
D4
doing too
instantly.
bad.
So
What?
I'm kind of curious to see what Keaton has against Rook H4.
Yeah. I mean, shoot. I mean, honestly, I don't really know.
I don't see it personally, but he might have
I
something.
mean, I think he probably has to try the rook e6 bishop e8 thing.
Yeah,
Like,
that just looks awful. So,
yeah, but like, no, obviously, no one ever really wants to do that. So
yeah,
yeah,
things are getting a little worried.
yeah. I mean, I think queen takes d4 was definitely the right play, just to get some counterplay against the white king side, queen side, because it's probably necessary. Though I don't know if knight f4 was the best idea then, actually, because there was still a dangerous play with rook g2 or something. So
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. What do you think about Michael's position right now? Oh, Rook H6. Actually, let's go back to Keaton's game. Rook H6. Is there a difference? There's a very.
There's no bishop g4 in this case, but I don't think that really matters that much. He probably still has to play rook e6.
Yeah, I agree with you. E6, then.
Yeah, just absolutely mandatory, I think.
Yeah. And the thing about the position is that the resolution position is not as bad as it looks, just because Keaton has very good ideas with d3 and queen. Oh my god! Wait, what?
No, I see what he was trying to do. This is the difference between rook h6 and rook h4.
Oh, now this is possible. Working game looks fine.
I think he loses to a knight f5.
Right now?
Yeah.
Bishop takes f5 is rook h1, huh?
Rook h1 is the idea.
Wait, then bishop
No, then
h3.
use bishop h3 and rook
bishop
h5.
h3. Oh, that's clean. That's actually so clean.
Okay, bishop f. Oh my god. No,
Okay,
bishop f5, ef5.
Rook takes.
Rook h1.
Rook h5.
Oh my god.
Okay, this might actually hold.
That's ridiculous. Who does that?
That is
Oh my
actually
god,
good.
it's actually gonna happen too.
Oh god. Oh my god. What a legend. If he can. And the thing is, like, if he takes rook h1, black is better. So, because he just gets an extra pawn.
Oh my god. What if Keaton wins this game? Wouldn't that be crazy?
He's just a monster. I have no other words for this.
Yeah, he's been playing really well.
And Dre looks like he's doing fine as well. So, I mean, he's not doing
Fine
fine.
is probably a strong word, but
His position has not gotten worse in a while. And yeah,
it's relatively not terrible. And Craig's down a piece, but
Yeah.
it doesn't look that easy. So
Yeah.
if anything, what's killing him is time.
Okay, I would disagree with your.
Okay, yeah, actually, he's just lost.
Yeah, it's just. I think it looks impossible.
Yeah, he just loses 98.
Or yeah, 98, 94.
No, because my initial idea for black was bishop d5 to stop 94, hammer type b7, but 98 just kills. So yeah.
So let's just see if he sees it.
So it looks like Craig only drew Stakopin.
Yeah, he had a great start, and then things trickled down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
Fortunately, Keaton's much better. So we could see some good stuff out of him.
That we could, yeah. I mean, maybe much better is a little stretch.
Okay,
But
he's just have a pawn in a wrecking game, so that's like usually warrants a much better proposition. So.
Yeah, I guess so.
So it looks like that position. I would personally say that's impossible to lose.
And Michael's probably going to lose now. So
What
that
did even happen on Michael's position?
What?
What is he doing? How did this happen?
I don't know. How did this happen?
Okay, so we did get really scary positions all 4 of our boards. Looks like Keaton's gonna pull through, and the other 3 are
Oh my
questionable.
god. What is Michael? Actually, he probably shouldn't lose. But I mean, that's just like something stupid. Like he wait, what? Michael's in Zuko. Like, what is this?
I mean,
Like, he's literally in Zuko, and there's no other word for it.
the threat is G3, and G3 is a very dangerous threat.
Yeah, it's Wait, why didn't he do it last move then?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, wow. So,
Okay, sweet. Keaton drew. So Keaton understood.
all right. Yeah.
So the good thing about Keaton is that he's much better. It's not possible for him to lose that game, like 100% of the time. But
Yeah.
he
So,
realizes-
we actually just confirm we win in the match.
yeah.
Um,
He realizes that a draw wins the match, so he just drew, because he's worried about the conditions of the rest of his team.
Yeah.
Which is it's a very smart decision because everyone else is worse / losing. So Keaton just played amazing this match, 3.5.
yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a really awesome result.
Michael's, it looks like a losing game. The pawn on G4 is just way too powerful. I don't think Michael can hold this. Even just like trade.
I mean, also look at his clock. Like, that's,
Yeah.
you know.
And I mean, Dre's position is honestly not getting worse.
Actually, I'm not sure if Draven's losing. No,
Yeah.
he should lose to F3 or something.
He should be losing, but it doesn't look very easy. So
Actually, no, he sticks an knight on E3, plays G3 probably.
yeah, he just plays G3, most likely H4, even, or actually probably not H4, probably King H2, so that the queen just never.
Yeah,
gets
it's
to get there.
probably has to play Queen E6 here to try to do anything to stop G3, but Rook C6, and then it's not really clear what he can do after.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, not totally sure that Drev is actually losing anymore. So, really great job from Drev.
Yeah, he's playing really well. He's defending really well. He's giving himself a really healthy clock situation too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Michael's probably
Michael's
done
totally
for
screwed.
not very long.
Michael's just.
Though he is going for it. I'll give him that.
Strange. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think during the last round, I think our players might have gotten into the trap of thinking we just need a draw, so it doesn't really matter if I lose or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, if we just.
Oh,
play
Bishop
for,
D6 is a nice touch from Michael.
I mean,
So-
yeah, that was the only reason why he played this idea. 'Cause that was
Yeah,
the only idea for
yeah.
winning. Yeah, but I think Kovanich just runs his king and wins.
Yeah, so AB5, King G4.
Actually, this could get kind of annoying because he just plays Bishop C5 and stuff. After King H4.
Yeah, so King E6, King H3. Oh, B6, really?
Oh, he gets the C5 square, so now Michael probably has to play like.
No, Bishop C7, draw.
Oh. Oh wait, no.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Never mind.
that just wins.
Oh my god, that's
That's
wow.
kind of dirty.
Oh, I guess it's a good thing Keaton drew.
Yeah. And Drev played G4.
Did Drake actually just play G4?
I actually really like that because the only way you can take advantage of that is if Black plays H5, which is impossible because it works on C5. So
That's true.
I like what's going on here. There's some creative play. There's some really strong fortresses. The knight on E3 is actually just a monster.
Yeah.
So I think Dre could very likely hold this position. Yeah, I think we did kind of get into a lull, knowing that it's the last game and we were winning 8-4. But I think that all four games should have played like very solidly, kind of for a draw. And two of them went a little over aggressive, got punished for it, and we could have gotten punished if Keaton wasn't aware that a draw just wins, and he just played safe and played it for a draw. So, that's fine.
Yeah. Dre's heart was in the right place.
Yeah, he just understands. He just understands how to play in a team situation, you know.
Yeah, and so Rock City 5 or something. But this game is just for fun at this point.
Yeah, it's just like Andre trying to see if like what can happen, you know.
Just the pride to beat Drew.
Yeah. But Drew's a rock. We'll see what happens. Ooh, so it looks like he's trying to play H5. What is H5 gonna do? Does H5 even have any bite behind it? Oh, G5 is shutting it down. Okay, I think
really?
These
pawns
are getting a little uncomfortably far up. Oh, I think Trev actually might try to play knight G4 and knight F6.
He's going for the win.
Yeah, actually though, I'm not.
No, but I mean, if white plays like King H2, King G3, like Rook D4 and H4, then he probably shouldn't lose that at least.
I'm always worried about
H5.
Yeah, I think he's trying to stop knight G4.
Okay, but how does white lose after like H4?
That's true. He just plays like H4, Rook D4, and just.
King H2, King G3.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, King H2, King H3. Never really gonna work just because Queen C7 check. You gotta move back, but.
It's whatever. It's no big deal. I mean,
Yeah.
Rep draw by repetition is not exactly what we're afraid of.
Yeah. Apparently, Drave's good at chess.
Not really. I had no idea.
Yeah. This is honestly just like a very like. You're not gonna see very like many thematic ideas in, you know, two rooks and a knight versus rook and queen endgames. And then he just like really understands. He seems to really understand the position and what it's asking for. So he has a really strong fortress. I really
You know what kind of sucks for black? After H4, if after rook F4, white didn't have the rook D8, rook D7 trick, rook D4, rook G4 check could have been kind of annoying. But yeah, I mean, all right. So it looks like this is probably gonna peter out to a draw in a little bit. Actually, to be honest, I actually might prefer Treo's position.
Yeah, I have no idea how Andre goes for a winner here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not really sure how to evaluate this like at all, but
Okay,
actually,
all,
white doesn't really have any plan to win.
Yeah, white can't win, but I don't think black can really win either. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if Dre just like runs the king around and kind of just sits? You know, I don't see what black does.
H2 better be coming up. Okay. Maybe he's trying to win it. He's gonna double his rooks on the 6th rank.
I think he like.
He's gonna double his rooks on the 6th rank and then cook him on G6.
It's like. Okay, I don't think Drev knows. I think Drev just assumes that, he can play for one if he wants to because the match situation is so favorable for us. So he's just doing it for kicks.
So after Queen B1, he's gonna play Rook D1 forced. So yeah.
What's wrong with Queen B8?
Yeah, Queen B8 was the idea. Wait, Rook CC6? Hello?
What happens with Rook CC6? Rook takes, maybe? No.
Oh, really? Nah, come on. That can never work.
Yeah, at the very least,
Rook comes to F6 with check.
Yeah, at the very least, you have perpetual. So.
Wait, oh my god. Is this really gonna happen? Is Black actually gonna lose? There's no way.
You monster.
Do you know the way?
I don't know a single other person that would like play for Wayne in this position.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Actually, wait, no, he just chose Queen B1 and whatever.
Oh, well, I guess that does protect G6.
Yeah.
Wait, but then he can sack and play King G3 and play for win that way?
Oh yeah, he definitely can. And just use knight to block off the F file.
I mean, it probably shouldn't work, but it might, so who knows.
I actually think, yeah, I think it's fine playing for a win that way.
Well, I mean, he can't really lose, obviously, with knight and 2 pawns. But
You could also be thinking about just playing rook b1 and then rook takes e3. No, is that?
well, I mean, okay, rook takes e3 has to be part of Black's plan somewhere, because otherwise this way of playing makes no sense.
I think Andre's actually a little worried.
Yeah, I'd agree. Wow. Okay, so
I think
now,
after rook takes g6, I think he wants to play rook queen b1 queen takes, but I think that actually might be very good for white.
I believe that is completely forced for Black, but man, it's just that doesn't look that good for him. So king h2, take, king g3.
Or maybe he's trying to play rook takes e3 here and try to get a draw.
Rook takes e3, so that would be met by rook h6, king g7, rook g6, king f7, rook f6.
And just draw. Well, I mean, rook h6, rook g6, king h7 again. I think Andre might just be playing for draw here.
Well, yeah, maybe. I'm not. There could definitely be some like danger for Black though with his king confined there. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, he just plays rook takes e3 and like f2 if he lets him. So. I don't see the danger in this position.
Maybe.
So I think most likely it's going to be 9-7 for us in total.
Well, unless Jacob disconnects, which it looks like he might be doing.
Unless Jacob play, yeah, okay. Unless it's internet.
Oh wow, that looks horrible. Actually, no, it's probably not that bad. But
that's probably no big deal.
But like, why?
That's just blaming the necessary.
So rook g6 is gonna happen.
He might be losing. Rook c8. I'm worried.
King G. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my! Holy.
I think after rook c8, he has to play rook e8.
No, okay, but then white wins with like rook f.
Okay,
oh my god! Oh my god!
What does Jacobian do? Okay. So, according to everything, Dre was a monster. That is actually like one of the most insane outplays. Like not even like
that is like, oh my god.
And so straight up, he just blunders out of the opening. He's just like playing normally, and then wait, what am I doing? 1 second.
This reminds me of that time where I was up a queen against Wesley So and then lost anyway. But in that case, I just blundered. But in this case, Dre outplayed him the entire game. He
just takes it. I mean, he has to take it, actually. His queen has no
square. You know, round of applause to our man, Alexei Dre.
Yeah, he actually just straight up has no squares for his queen. That's actually a really nice tactic by Andre.
Okay, so I'm going to post a final score. It is 9.5, 6.5. Victory for the Surfers once again. Well, okay, not once again, but okay. But, man, that was incredible. Really amazing job from Dre.
And Dre just annoys the queen. And Andre doesn't see a way to get out of it without losing the c-pawn and thinks that, oh, f3, it's going to be scary and I can have threats. No, you don't, because Dre just plays knight f3, g4. And with this rook on the extremely powerful 5th rank, like there's just not that much Black can do. I think.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, under normal circumstances, Jacob should never lose because at the very least he could have sacked his queen for the 2 rooks.
Yeah,
and made
here there's a million draws. I'm not entirely sure if queen takes is a draw. I think rook takes e3 straight up is a draw.
Hey guys.
Hey Keith.
Oh hey.
A great match, Keith. You played insanely well.
Thank you. Surprised myself, but this team carried me plenty of times last season when I didn't play that well. So really glad that I could help us get a great team win today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't realize how scary that last round was getting because I had a position where I could very easily be getting mated, and I didn't realize how we were kind of in some trouble in the other games.
Yeah, every game was losing.
Wow.
Not necessarily losing. Like I don't know if you were ever losing, but every game except for yours was losing, and yours was very scary. So we We're worried about
Yeah,
the
it was
F4.
extremely scary.
Yeah.
Well,
What we were worried about was instead of rook h6, if you played rook h4, you wouldn't have had the bishop g4 trick, so I think you might have been close to losing.
Yeah, we're looking at rook
maybe
h4.
I saw another idea for him that I was worried about too, and that was just taking on d6 with the queen, hitting both the rook and the bishop.
Yeah.
I could play rook fc8, rook ec8, and then when he takes on d7, I take on c2, and I'm threatening d3, but he has e5 in that position, so I think it's pretty.
Yeah, it's just incredibly scary. I mean, well, in any case, well, maybe it's luck, but you did manage to pull it together. So
I think you could also
very
play. You could also play. Wait, no, you can't. I was about to say d3 maybe that's just bad.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
no,
thought
I
that
think
after
I was in trouble.
Yeah, this does look like trouble for you.
I mean, it was definitely a very scary game, if nothing else.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there was some really nice tactics in the bishop b4 idea. Just throwing it away on h3, playing rook h5.
Well, I was telling the guys, he played the Craig line on me. One of the first big games I ever had in that line was against Craig. Mm-hmm. And it's a very scary line for any dragon player to face. It's pretty much every dragon player's worst nightmare, honestly. Because the positions are just so complicated, you can't, fully understand everything. You just kind of have to hope. But it was interesting. He started the game almost 6 minutes late.
Yeah.
And I checked on the Zoom because I was curious, and I saw he was actually there. So I don't know what he was doing, if he was trying to psych me out, or if maybe he was. I don't even know if he's allowed to prepare.
Chess.com said his internet connection was disconnected.
Oh, that would explain it, yeah. Because I was wondering if he was doing something related to the opening, like trying to make his opening choice or something like that. And then, he played such a critical line. It seems like he prepared at some point, either for me or for someone else. And, I mean, he knew the opening quite well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't actually remember Craig's line being king b1. I think he played bishop h6 first.
That's true, but I mean the early h4 is the same.
Yeah.
But king b1 is a little bit more common because the position we got, obviously it offers white a lot of attacking chances, and I probably needed to know it a little bit deeper than I did, and that's why I got in some trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, most people think of Soltis as main line connected solely with bishop g5 positional chess, but there's definitely a lot more to it. The king b1 and bishop h6 lines in general. So
yeah, absolutely. But it seemed like we were doing very well throughout the match. I mean, in this new format, it's almost unheard of to be safe by the end of round 3, and we already had 8 points. We couldn't lose the match after round 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, being up +4, 8-4 by round 3 is, it's just incredible. It's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you go for the draw in the last round because the match situation?
Yes, exactly. No, I mean otherwise I would have.
Yeah, of course, naturally.
Yeah. But I knew a draw won the match, but I also kind of thought it was a formality because the concept that we couldn't get swept, that we could get swept hadn't really occurred to me.
Yeah.
But then when I heard about the other results and saw the other games, I was like, holy cow! I guess we really might have needed that draw.
Yeah, that was really.
Yeah, definitely. Well, in the end, Dreyev did something.
He did end up winning that game.
I can't believe that. That's yeah.
Yeah, that was really something to me.
What was he ever straight up lost, or was he just worse?
I'm sure he
was down a queen and a pawn for a rook and knight.
It was definitely not clear.
So.
It was never really clear how Segopian could have just played for a win, but he's down a queen he's down a rook and a piece for a queen and a pawn. So I mean, I'm sure.
It was definitely pretty bad.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hey Craig.
Hello, Craig.
Tough match.
Yeah, I played really badly today.
I think you were doing really well out of most of the openings.
Yeah, I thought so too. I don't know. I made one move blunders a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really good, and then all of a sudden things just go downhill.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens in this format.
Yeah. Fortunately, we have Keaton, who just absolutely popped off this round.
Yep, that he did.
3.5 out of 4. So, I mean, excellent debut.
Well, I picked a good day for it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, if y'all want to wrap it up, So thanks everyone for watching, and especially thank you our sponsor, Herges Capital, for cost-efficient and tax-efficient investment. You always want to check out their website. They're great people to put your money in. And thanks everyone for watching. We had a great match. We won 9.5, 6.5. And our MVP, Keaton, as you can see right here, got 3.5 out of 4 in his debut performance. So we're really excited to see you guys in the future. And just thanks for watching.
Yeah. All right. Peace.
Thanks,
All
guys.
right. Thanks, guys. Great win tonight.
Mm-hmm.